All right.
Yes,
I think we should be live by now. And
yes, yes. We are live.
hello,
We are live.
myself, Tang Yuan, alongside Mr. Anil Murthy, the co-founder of Save Indian Family Foundation. Hello and a very good evening to you, sir. I just
Yeah. Good
wanted
evening.
to ask as to what is going on with the looming crisis, and if I might dare say, crises in the Indian, uh, gynocentric sphere of because they often pejoratively say that it is some
Yeah.
sort of a manosphere or something.
Gynosphere.
So,
Gynosphere.
yes. So what is going on in the gynosphere and the gynocentric sphere as well, where they are trying to, embellish, adorn these things with a lot of embellishments, and they are trying to, you know, they are displaying the unerring ability to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory every time regarding the trad
Right.
cucks, the gynocentrists of the world who always treat men as a cannon fodder or a sperm donor or an ATM machine. For instance, in the case of our dear friend Atul Subhash, rest in peace, justice is still due after 33 days since 9th December. We would never forget that day. And that is what it led the foundation of me perusing and ruminating over some of the stories that have come from prominent YouTubers and these so-called, podcasters of the world. And it makes me wonder as to why they have such a skewed perspective as well as a negative approach towards men's issues and men's basic human rights. Because if you look at the news minutes regarding the mainstream media, or if you look at Dhanya Rajendrans and the Vrinda Grovers and the Dhruv Rathis of the world, they often try to create some sort of a false equivalence, and when that is not working, it's all about protecting women and children, as if men don't need protection by law. Then what is the relevance of the law at all when you are sidelining and not only demonizing, penalizing, and pathologizing the other 50% of entire humanity?
Right.
They always, under the Duluth model, you as a man are presumed guilty unless proven otherwise. I was having a talk with a female men's rights activist not too long ago, and she told me that under the Duluth model that has radiated outwards from the English common law and percolated everywhere where it is prevalent, as a man, one is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But here, a man is not only presumed guilty unless proven otherwise, but he is further penalized, pathologized, and demonized for his
Right.
mere existence.
Yeah.
Would you care to explain and give an exposition regarding that, sir?
Yes. See, these people for a very long time, for decades, they tried to deny the problem. They first said there is nothing called men's issues. Even in Western world, I think there is a female actress, Amy Schumer or some name, I am forgetting. She said men's rights is a joke, or
Okay.
men's rights is nothing. Men's rights is nothing. Men's issues are nothing. Okay, you are a man. What and like our former women's minister said, no man is committing suicide. I have not heard of any man committing suicide. Okay, or one of the Supreme Court judges saying we have not come to the stage where men may need protection from women. Okay, so these people for a very very long time, this is the overall mentality that they want to deny every single issue of man. Okay, whether it is domestic violence, whether it is suicide, whether it is mental health problems or any problem, right? They basically want to put men into that stereotypical protector provider role. At the same time, they claim gender equality and feminism. So on one hand, they talk about feminism. On the other hand, they want men to meant to, be strong, and you should not be, if you talk about a problem, you're like a man child. Okay, so the man child
Oh,
shaming comes from the feminist lobby. Okay, so a woman can be like a vulnerable and insecure, but a man should not feel insecure. And in fact, Nasiruddin Shah recently said that
hmm.
these movies like Kabir Singh and Animal, they are addressing male insecurity. Okay, so which means that man should, as a man, you are not supposed to be insecure, you are not supposed to be vulnerable. Okay, now the same people, they see, this is the whole hypocrisy of it. They will be talking both the, they are double tongued. Okay, on one end they say that there is gender equality, men can be vulnerable, men can share, men can be whatever it is. On the other hand, they say a man should not feel insecure at all. And if you are insecure, or like, it's like these movies are made to address male insecurities, and we don't know why men are feeling insecure. That, as if, there is a, जो बोलते हैं ना, आसमान पाताल एक हो गया है, आसमान टूट गया है if men are insecure. So men are feeling insecure. Oh my God, what kind of a joke it is, right? Like that. If you are questioning any of those things, they will basically switch between both the stands. This is what is going on with a major section of feminist media. The other thing what is going on is that lawyers, for example, they are peddling a narrative that whatever is there, there are a lot of remedies available. Atul
Ah,
Subhas, maybe he is not smart enough, maybe he didn't have money to engage
hmm.
good lawyers. If he had come to us, we would have given you some other remedy, like going to another court and appealing and trying to do something and all. So instead of running around 5 or 6 courts, he should have run around 10 courts or 15 courts. That is the remedy that they are offering. Okay, right. This is how the whole game is going on. But what I think now, we should first start with Dhruv Rathi right away. What
Okay.
the hell he is talking about? Yeah, he talks about men's rights and women's rights, right? Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, yes.
का मतलब होता है औरतों को इक्वल। दुनिया भर में बैराक ओबामा, क्रिस हेम्सवर्थ से लेकर फरहान अख्तर जैसे बहुत सारे मेल सेलिब्रिटीज भी खुद को फेमिनिस्ट कहते रहे हैं। मर्दों के फेमिनिस्ट होने का एक ऑब्वियस लॉजिकल कारण तो यही है कि वो भी अपनी माँ, बहन, दादी, भाभी, चाची, ताई, अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड या वाइफ के लिए एक बेहतर दुनिया चाहते हैं। यही उन्हें न्यायपूर्ण लगता है। लेकिन दूसरा कारण जो हमने देखा वो इतना ऑब्वियस नहीं था कि मेल्स भी अक्सर पेट्रियार्की के विक्टिम रहे हैं।
The thing is, I think where he is saying or enunciating that men also want a better world. What is this better? A utopian
No,
fantasy
we'll
or
we'll go
what?
into that. We'll go
Or
into that, but we'll go into that.
yes.
Let's see that he's saying, right, men are also victims of patriarchy. Now we'll see how they will
Yes.
change tones. Okay. Yeah, please continue.
Oh, yes. He shifted gears.
मैंने बात करी थी
Yeah.
कमला भसीन की टेडेक्स टॉक पेट्रियार्की डीह्यूमनाइजेस वुमेन के बारे में कि कैसे पेट्रियार्की की वजह से मर्दों का इमोशनल कैस्ट्रेशन हो गया है
और यूनिडायमेंशनल बना दिया पेट्रियार्की ने आपको। पैसा कमाने के अलावा बाय गॉड आपको कुछ नहीं आता, ना सिलाई, ना कढ़ाई, ना बुनाई, ना पापड़ बनाना, ना खाना बनाना, ना बच्चे पालना। एक चीज आती है, पैसा कमाने की मशीन बन जाना।
तो जिस तरीके से वुमेन्स इश्यूज की बात करना मेल्स के खिलाफ नहीं है, उसी तरीके से मेंस इश्यूज की बात करना उसे धोखा दे दे और वो अपने बच्चे का बायोलॉजिकल फादर ना हो जबकि उसे लगता है कि वो है। इसको लेकर सोसाइटल एटीट्यूड्स में भी प्रॉब्लम है। टॉक्सिक मैस्कुलिनिटी वाला जो समाज है वो इस आदमी का मजाक उड़ाता है ये कहते हुए कि ये तो अपनी पत्नी को काबू में भी नहीं रख पाए। सेकेंडली, इसको लेकर जो लीगल कॉम्प्लिकेशंस आती है वो आदमी को फेवर नहीं करती। चाइल्ड कस्टडी का भी इससे रिलेटेड मामला है। अगर आदमी और औरत का डिवोर्स हो जाता है तो बच्चे की कस्टडी किसे मिलेगी? इस आर्टिकल को देखिए। ठाणे फैमिली कोर्ट में काटिया से पता चला कि उस साल जो 83 चाइल्ड कस्टडी के मामले थे उनमें से केवल 2 केस में पिता को बच्चे की कस्टडी मिली थी। इस आरटीआई को फाइल किया था एक हस्बैंड ने।
Lazy. If you're struggling
Disconnect that ad.
With procrastination, because it might be a
Yeah. Yes. Can you see, Isha? Are you able to hear me?
करनी पड़ती है। बैंड्रा के बिजनेसमैन समीर बताते हैं कि एक्सेस ऑर्डर होने के बावजूद भी वो अपने बच्चों से मिल नहीं पाते। फिर है मुद्दा मेंस रेप का। जो औरतें रेप विक्टिम्स होती हैं, उनके खिलाफ समाज में बहुत सारा स्टिग्मा होता है। उनकी इज्जत चली गई, लोग कहते हैं उनकी पवित्रता चली गई। लेकिन अगर किसी आदमी का एक दूसरे आदमी द्वारा रेप किया जाता है तो इसमें एक अलग तरह का स्टिग्मा देखने को मिलता है। कहा जाता है कि इसकी मर्दानगी चली गई। वॉर में मेंस रेप एक डार्क सीक्रेट जैसा है, बस कहीं कहीं से ऐसी कुछ बातें सुनने को मिलती।
I think Dhruv Rathi is being selective over here. Women also rape men.
No,
Crime
no. I
Patrol
think
has
yeah.
shown,
It's okay. I think it's okay. It's okay. Let us listen him through. Yeah. Are you able to hear me? Yeah.
जेल में आदमियों के साथ क्रिमिनल्स द्वारा रेप।
Yes sir. Yes sir.
Yeah.
को पता नहीं चला, खाली एक दो।
समाज में भी ऐसा होता है, लेकिन ये हेवीली अंडर रिपोर्टेड है। अमेरिका से भारत तक मास मीडिया में मेंस रेप पर मजाक किए जाना आम बात है। स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी से लेकर कैजुअल कॉन्वर्सेशंस में मेल रेप को ट्रिवियलाइज किया जाता है। ये एक जनरल लिंगो भी बन गई है। लोग अक्सर इसे गाली के तौर पर इस्तेमाल करते हैं। ऐसी हालातों में सोचकर देखिए, किसी मेल रेप सर्वाइवर के लिए रिकवरी मेजर्स तो क्या ही होंगे। इस पर कानून क्या कहता है? आपको याद ही होगा दोस्तों, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सेक्शन 377 को पार्शियली स्ट्राइक डाउन कर दिया था और इसके चलते होमोसेक्सुअलिटी को डीक्रिमिनलाइज कर दिया गया था कुछ साल पहले। यानी कि दो कंसेंटिंग एडल्ट्स में सेम सेक्स रिलेशंस लीगली अलाउड होंगे। लेकिन इसी सेक्शन में फोर्स्ड सोडोमी को लेकर प्रोविजंस बरकरार रहे थे जो मेंस रेप से डील करते थे। जैसे कि 14 जून को उत्तर प्रदेश पुलिस ने 4 लोगों को गिरफ्तार किया। आरोप था कि इन्होंने एक 23 साल के आदमी का गैंगरेप किया है, जिसके बाद उस आदमी की आत्महत्या की वजह से मृत्यु हो गई। पुलिस ने इन 4 लोगों को इसी सेक्शन 377 के अंतर्गत गिरफ्तार किया था। लेकिन अब नई भारतीय न्याय संहिता में मेन और ट्रांसजेंडर्स के रेप के लिए कोई सेक्शन ही नहीं है। सही सुना आपने दोस्तों, जब से मोदी सरकार आईपीसी को हटाकर बीएनएस लेकर आई है, मेंस रेप एक गुनाह ही नहीं है हमारे देश में। क्या ही कहोगे यहाँ पर आप, मोदी है तो मुमकिन है। दूसरा मेजर इशू है मेल डिप्रेशन का। जैसे ही एक लड़का बड़ा होता है, उससे एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण चीज छीन ली जाती है, सॉफ्टनेस। जैसे कि सॉफ्ट टॉयज,
कैन वी गो फॉरवर्ड?
उसकी
कैन वी गो फॉरवर्ड a bit and then we will move to the other one?
Yes sir.
सॉफ्ट ना समझ लिया जाए। अगर दोस्त के सामने रो पड़ेंगे तो मजाक उड़ा दिया जाएगा कि ये देखो कैसे लड़कियों की तरह रोता है। खतरे में आ जाएगी, इसलिए वो अंदर अंदर घुटते रहे। मेल सुसाइड रेट्स को लेकर जो डेटा है वो बड़ा क्लियर है। दुनिया भर में ये एक कॉमन ट्रेंड देखा गया है कि आत्महत्या से ज्यादातर मेल्स की डेथ होती है औरतों के कंपैरिजन में। ये ऑलमोस्ट हर देश में वैलिड है। यूके में मेल्स का आत्महत्या का रेट है 15.5 डेथ्स पर 100,000। औरतों के लिए ये है 4.9 पर 100,000। ऑस्ट्रेलिया में औरतों के मुकाबले आदमियों का 3 गुना ज्यादा चांस है आत्महत्या से मरने का। अमेरिका में यही रेट 3.5 गुना है और इंडिया में भी यही कहानी है। एनसीआरबी की रिपोर्ट बताती है कि 2021 में करीब 1,65,000 लोग मारे गए थे आत्महत्या से। इनमें से करीब 1,20,000 मेल्स थे और करीब 45,000 फीमेल्स। WHO के डेटा से हमें पता चलता है कि दुनिया भर में करीब 40% देश ऐसे हैं जहां आदमियों के लिए 15 पर 1 लाख से ज्यादा का सुसाइड रेट है, जबकि औरतों के लिए इतना सुसाइड रेट सिर्फ 1.5% देशों में है दुनिया के। ऐसा नहीं है कि औरतों में डिप्रेशन नहीं होता। इनफैक्ट ज्यादातर देशों में अगर आप डिप्रेशन का डेटा देखोगे तो औरतों में डिप्रेशन डायग्नोसिस के हायर रेट्स हैं। WHO ने स्टडीज को कोट करते हुए बताया कि डिप्रेशन औरतों में आदमियों के मुकाबले 50% ज्यादा कॉमन है, लेकिन आत्महत्या से ज्यादातर मेल्स मारे जाते हैं। मेंटल हेल्थ फाउंडेशन ने 2,500 ऐसे लोगों पर सर्वे किया जिन्हें मेंटल हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम्स थी। इनमें से 28% मेल्स ने कहा कि उन्होंने मेडिकल हेल्प लेने की कोशिश नहीं करी है, यही नंबर फीमेल्स के लिए सिर्फ 19% था। इन सब से यही पता चलता है कि आदमी दोस्तों को या फैमिली को तो बताएंगे ही नहीं, लेकिन किसी साइकोथेरेपिस्ट से मेडिकल हेल्प लेने में भी कतराएंगे। जोसेफ हार्पर एक थेरेपिस्ट हैं। वॉशिंगटन पोस्ट में अपने आर्टिकल में बताते हैं,
I think we'll close now. We'll close now. We'll stop now.
अपने बेटे या पति
We'll stop now. Now, Dhruv Rathi is saying that it is not men versus women. It is not men versus women, and patriarchy is exploiting women. Patriarchy is also exploiting men in certain way. That is what he's claiming, and he is now selling the idea that everybody should be a feminist. So we people should be feminist. Okay, we all people should be feminist because feminism is for both genders, and feminism is the fight against the patriarchy, right? And all that stuff he's trying to sell us. Now let's switch to Vrinda Grover and the News Minute, what they are trying to sell us, or they are not trying to sell anything to anybody. Okay, let us go to the what feminist lawyers are saying. So we have to see Dhruv Rathi's tone versus Vrinda Grover's tone. Okay, right? Yeah, let's play it. Yeah, and let's let the fireworks start.
Hello and welcome to the News Minute.
Are we able to get that screen?
In Bangalore took his own life. He left
Are you able to play it? Are you able to buffer it?
On social media. In it, he accused his wife, Nikita Singhania, her mother, and her brother of nudging him and harassing him and almost forcing him to take his distressing step. Ever since this case came into the news, there's been an ongoing debate about Section 498A of the IPC. This conversation. Sure. Can you help us understand context?
Ishan, are you able to hear me?
498.
There is a lot of noise, I think. Ishan, are you able to hear me?
And
I'm not able to see that
there was
picture.
another provision that
Yeah. Just a minute, guys. Maybe it is an internet issue. We just have to see that Ishan should be back. Just a minute. Yeah, is there any issue with your internet, by the way?
No, sir.
Yeah, but then you were not there for some time.
Sir, I'm extremely
No, but
sorry.
no issue. Do one thing. Can you please play it again? The News Minute.
Yes,
please buffer it first. Buffer it first, then you play it, please.
Okay.
Just a minute, guys. We will fix this thing right now. These glitches.
In this layout, I have to share my screen. Share my screen.
Yeah, please play from the beginning and please buffer it.
Yes, sir. It is buffered, but the relevant part starts now. So should we continue?
Okay. No, no, start from the beginning, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the News Minute and News Laundry. I'm Nidhi. On December 9th, Atul Subhash, a software engineer in Bangalore, took his own life. He left on social media. In it, he accused his wife, Nikita Singhania, her mother, and her brother of rape. Ever since this case
Can
came
we
into
have
the
a
news, there's
slow
been an ongoing
speed? Can we have a slow speed?
debate about
Is
Section
it fast?
498A of the IPC, which is now as
Is it
Section
too
80.
fast?
Vrinda Grover, thank you so much for having us in your office to have this conversation. So, Vrinda, go
Is
into
it too fast?
conversation and the
Is it
debate
too fast?
that's happened since this
Fang
case.
Yuan, is it too fast? Is it too fast? Is it
No, sir.
accelerated? No, but that's how
Yes.
it occurs to me. It occurs to me that maybe it is fast at 1.5%. What is the speed? Yeah, please.
Normal, sir.
Yeah, can we start from the beginning or something? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because we'll stop in the middle. Yeah. So
Suicide note and an 81-minute video of his wife, her mother, and her brother of nudging him and harassing him and almost forcing him to take his distressing step. Ever since this case came into the news, there's been an ongoing debate about Section 498A of the IPC, which is now as Section 85 and 86 in the BNS. Today with me is Senior Supreme Court Advocate Vrinda Grover. Thank you so much for having us in your office to have this conversation.
Sure.
So, Vrinda, before we go into the conversation and the debate that's happened since this case, can you help us understand what is the context of Section 498A? Why was it validated in the law in the very first place?
Absolutely. I think it's always
can you please
important
stop?
to go
Can you
back
please
to the
stop
history
here?
to understand the present.
Can you please stop here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
See, firstly, after suicide of Atul Subhash, the debate was not only about 490. Okay, so it's a lie. The debate was about extortion, a huge demand of money, alimony and money, and the debate was also about he had 120 court hearings. Okay, in 3 years' time. That is the debate. Okay, debate was not about 498 misuse. 498 misuse is a well settled debate long back.
Yes.
So this is not a topic relevant today. In 2005, Supreme Court said that dowry law is a shield, not an assassin's weapon. Okay, so almost 20 years back, it is well settled that 498 is being misused.
Yes.
Today, what the whole topic is not just about 498 and misuse, but he also got his estranged wife filed an attempt to murder case, an unnatural sex case on him. So there were multiple cases. Why the hell this anchor of the News Minute not trying to talk about the whole truth? Why she's trying to put only 498? It's not just 498. With 498, 323 comes, 506 comes, and then 406 comes, and then you may add attempt to murder also, or you may add unnatural sex also, or you may add, any other case in that matter, right? So the point is that it's not just one section ever gets filed. So in Atul Subhash's case, it is a whole bunch of cases, and also the Domestic Violence Act was filed, and the maintenance was demanded. So we are totally talking about the system being extremely biased against men. We are not talking about 498 and misuse or not misuse. As far as 498 and misuse is concerned, our contention here is that if there is a misuse, people have to be punished. It doesn't matter if there is 1% misuse or 80% misuse or 50% misuse, doesn't matter. People have to be punished. Now, don't go back and say that, this many women victims are, this is there's a collateral damage, this happens, that happens. Don't go and tell stories to us. This is the whole problem with the feminist establishment, that they don't want, they talk something else. They talk something else entirely different from what is the main issue, right? The main issue is that a man has to run around 5-6 courts and he will lose his job. And at the same time, these feminists and judges want the man to pay alimony, child support, and everything. That to a huge amount of money. So you are basically hunting a man, and that is what you are arguing for here as lawyers or whatever, right? And now I know Vrinda Grover will describe what 498 is, and she will go into the history of it, and she will argue most probably that we should have to know the historicity and why it was created. Come on, Galileo was suffered in his life, and if you go to history, Jesus Christ was crucified, and something happened in Mahabharata, Ramayana. Okay, let's talk about something real. What is going on today or last 10 years? Not like what was happening in 100 or 500 years back or 50 years back, right? Anyway, please, let's play. Yeah.
Furthermore, she would present the narrative to soften the impact of the audience with her feminine tactics, so that she could garner sympathy for women who have been victims, but she has no sympathy for men who are victims of the judicial police state and the system, the whole state apparatus, which is at a woman's
Right.
disposal, and she uses it, misuses it according to her whims and fancies, anyways. Okay, let's play.
Right. Yeah.
Was introduced into the penal code in 1983. What was the social reality which compelled Parliament to pass such a provision, amend the Indian Penal Code? At that time, as media was reporting and as we were hearing, a lot of women were being treated with a lot of cruelty, harassment for dowry, and otherwise. In fact, soon after that, there was another provision that was added, Section 304B, which is otherwise known as dowry death. So a separate offense was carved out for dowry death, and a separate offense was carved out for cruelty by husband or his relatives. Why did this emerge? Because in the Indian social context in particular, partly due to dowry and even otherwise, it was found that women were facing cruelty of a nature and a gravity that was taking a serious toll both on their life and on their physical and mental health. And when a woman typically marries in India, given our patriarchal system that we have, and the entire institution of marriage is actually how patriarchy manifests itself, even though we may revisit it and people may reformulate it in their own ways, the woman moves to the house of the in-laws. She then begins to live in a home where she is surrounded. There may be more nuclear families today, but we are also talking of the 1980s, where joint families were far more common, and they continue to be very commonplace in many parts of the country. And therefore, the woman is actually entering a household where she barely knows anybody. Arranged marriages were much more common. Even today they are. So the woman is actually going to start living in a household where she barely knows anyone, and therefore there is a possibility, if things are not going well, for her to be in a hostile environment. And that is why this law came about. In fact, I recall very clearly that the women's movement at that time had highlighted the issue of both dowry death, dowry harassment, and as we know, the Dowry Prohibition Act predates it from the 60s. This law has been in place. Of course, the law has been ineffective ever since.
Ishan, stop. Yeah. So here is the thing. So she said the women's movement has highlighted about dowry death, dowry harassment, right? That's what she's saying, right? So maybe the women's movement hyped it up. Maybe. It's likely, right? The woman, she is acknowledging
Sir,
that.
have you forgotten?
Mhm.
I'm merely saying फूल बने अंगारे खून भरी मांग कब बुझेगी ये आग. Sunil Dutt, championing the women's rights causes and asking in a courtroom setting in a movie, कब बुझेगी ये आग, कब बुझेगी ये आग, and the audience is also chanting with him, the commoners, as if in every household the brides are being burnt alive. That was the story.
Right. So it's the Bollywood, it is the feminists, and it's the women's movement. So the women's movement, maybe in 70s, they started getting funds from foreign countries, and then they were being told that, you have to come to us with a lot of stories of victims, real or fake or whatever, then you will get more funds. So if you want funds, you need to show the graph going up. So you need to create all these, stories, right? Because that is the time when United Nations and other people, they must have got very very active. Okay. Now she is saying that the woman is getting married to a family, a joint family. Let me first put it this way: nuclear families are prevalent today. She is saying, of course not. Today, the world is all single parent family or whatever family. Nuclear families were very much prevalent in 1980s, 70s, and 80s. They were very much. Most government employees, they were staying in quarters or somewhere, and then we all have come from nuclear family setups. We have not come from any joint family setups. Maybe 50-50, maybe 40-60, whatever. But it is not like the nuclear families were very very rare in 1970s or 80s. Okay, number two, let us talk about joint families also. See, these people are talking as if they know the truth. Don't we know the truth? Don't we have our own families, or our aunts, or our mom, or our aunt, and all relatives and cousins and all, and people, right, in our own families? Have we not seen what is going on? People in nuclear family or people in joint family, we have not seen any women being abused. The kind of narrative that you are saying, that marriage is a very oppressive institution in a joint family setup. I will give an example. Let's take an example of a joint family. It's a joint family, let us say, of six brothers, or 4 5 brothers, two sisters. Sisters are married somewhere in nearby city, nearby village, or somewhere in a one roof. There are like 6 7 families. The brothers and their wives and everybody are staying together, right? Women have a lot of company, right? It's not like one woman only in a joint family, all others are men. It's not so, right? The joint family you are talking, what kind of nonsense it is when you say that joint family means the woman is going to a unknown place. Of course not. Let's say you are the youngest daughter-in-law, you already have 3 women who have come from others' houses, because you are the youngest. There are 4 brothers. So the first brother has a wife, second brother has a wife, third brother has a wife, and fourth brother, you newly got married and you got in. So you have 3 sisters from other families. They are there, right? So there are 4 daughter-in-laws in the family. Now you are 4 daughter-in-law. There is one mother-in-law. And now that one mother-in-law is oppressing 4 daughters-in-law. How is it possible? Is it really
Not only
possible?
that, not only that, she is also advocating and suggesting that women also barely know each other. The three daughter-in-laws who were her predecessors also don't trust each other. I mean, is this some sort of a joke this woman is making?
Yeah, absolutely unhinged talk it is. Which is, what is a joint family? See, you can easily say a joint family, you are going as if let's say a joint family has, 12 people, including children, maybe 20 people. But adults, let's talk about adults, around, let's say, 8 or 10 adults in a joint family. So for her, everybody is an alien, and the new woman is getting into the house, which they lie, because the sisters have married somewhere else. The sisters have married somewhere else, so they have gone out. They may be coming during summer holidays to stay with the natal family, and there are 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 brothers. I know families, many families have 6 brothers, so it may be possible that 4 brothers are married and 2 brothers are yet to be married. So it's like a total community staying in the house. How can it be that, mother-in-law is the only person? Compared to that, every other woman, because the sisters have gone. Sisters are no longer in the house. So there are 3 or 4 or 5 daughters-in-law versus one mother-in-law. Okay. And the mother-in-law is an old lady. Imagine a lady who is like 70, 65, 70. She is able to torture, 25, 30-year-old strong, well-built daughters-in-law. Okay. And if mother-in-law is not able to torture the 4 or 5 daughters-in-law, then the father-in-law, who may be 80 or 75, he's joining in. So these 2 old people are torturing, the old people are torturing the 4 or 5 or 6 daughters-in-law. How is it possible? And remember, these women are not some kind of people that, they will keep quiet. They will be also talking to the neighbors and everywhere. And another assumption here is that all these daughter-in-law, let us talk about a family, right? Established family, daughters-in-law, their family members are all beta males. Her father is a ultra beta male. Her brother is a complete loser and a drug addict or a poor guy, or he's a rickshaw puller. Is that the narrative that the your daughter-in-law is getting into this house, whereas her family has no status? Her family can't have a IS officers or bureaucrats or judges or professors or somebody of credible or businessmen. Her family should not have. Like the whole argument is like this, that the man's family, the man's families are all powerful. They can be IS officer, they can be businessmen, they can be gundas, they can be bureaucrats, they can be well-to-do rich people, politicians and all women's families are like completely beta, full of beta males and losers and roadside people. Is that the narrative?
No, she is trying to say that the men in a woman's family who gets married to a man are castrated eunuchs. They might not be like that animal movie killing Jija scene from the animal proverbial, supposedly, allegedly, toxic masculine movie. Although it was always about killing the brother-in-law who was the husband of her of his sister.
Sister. Yeah.
Anyway, that is another story for another day. But I would say this woman, two things she highlighted: that women don't trust each other because they barely know each other, even though they might have had been living for a period of 5, 10, 15, or 20 years within the same household. They are not acclimatized to it regarding the joint family. And the second thing which she is saying is that everyone is brutalized as a woman when she goes and marries into a joint family or even a nuclear family or even a family at this point. That is what she enunciated. I mean, I have seen brazenness, but not of this sort.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
let's continue.
just let's talk about 70s. Every family used to have 6 or 7 children, right? The
Yes.
first daughter-in-law may have felt uncomfortable, then the daughter-in-law and mother-in-law have to deal with each other. But maybe within 2 years, the second brother is married, so another woman comes in. So the first daughter-in-law, okay, she gets a younger sister in her house, right? So now it is 2 young women versus 1 older, middle-aged or older woman. And then another 2 or 3 years, the third brother gets married. So then there are 3 women versus 1 old woman, and the old woman knows, her countdown has begun, and she, in her old age, has to depend on these younger females for her old age care. Okay, so the younger women have to take care of her, they have to feed her, they have to nurse her, because there is no hospitals or any infrastructure available, and old people used to be treated in the own house. So she is badly dependent on the younger women. Okay, right? And in South Indian context, I will tell you for sure that all the daughters-in-law who get into household in the marriage, right, a lot of gold is being offered to them by the mother-in-law in the marriage. It is being recorded, like the mother-in-law gives her bangles and she gives her necklaces, and like a quite some amount of gold is given to the woman by her in-laws family, right? And as far as dowry part is concerned, right, we have to understand what the hell was going on. See, in 60s and 70s, a new class got created in India. It is called the working class, the government jobs, people who have government jobs, the men who got a government job. Today also it happens in Bihar or some states. The guy gets a IAS or IES, engineering services, or a IAS bureaucrat exam. He passes. As soon as he passes the exam, he gets all the proposals from the family of a judge. Like judge wants him to marry his daughter. Now this guy who became a IAS officer or a bureaucrat, he may be from a poor family. Okay, just remember, he may be from a poor family in a Bihar or Uttar Pradesh somewhere, where the man who is telling him to marry his daughter is a judge or a bigger bureaucrat or a rich man or somebody really alpha. Okay, so a alpha guy's daughter is getting married to a newly alpha male who is basically bureaucrat, whereas his own family is weak. So why it is being assumed that all the husbands' families are extremely strong, powerful, well connected, and all the women's families are like oppressed and all that? That equation is very very generic and very stereotypical. Example you are giving, that is not the reality at all, because every family has daughters, right? Every family has sons, every family has daughters also, especially in those days when there were so many children. So how is it possible that it's like an old saying that the feminist narrative is this, that all the women's parents are from Raja Harishchandra family and all the males parents are from Ravanasura Ravan family? Is it possible? What are you
No.
talking about? Is it really possible that all the family, like how can you just disconnect, saying that it's as if claiming that there are a whole bunch of millions of families where only sons are born, and there are a whole bunch of millions and millions of families where only daughters are born, and these daughters families where daughters are born, they are all oppressed, and they are like pathetic loser kind of beta males, and they are getting their sisters or daughters married to the alpha male. Is it that kind of a narrative you are telling, you are trying to sell it? And this is certainly that this is a 70s and 80s, the feminists wanted more and more funds from UK, Germany, and the United Nations, USA, Canada, and they were also ready to give them funds because for them it's a white man's burden. For those people it's a white man's burden, like let's go to poor country and help people, give them some money so that we get some good stuff in our good karma in our life.
Just like Oprah Winfrey comes to India and visits Dharavi for her quote unquote slum tourism.
Yeah, anyway, please continue.
Yes.
Okay, make conversation in Hindi, ठीक है, हिंदी में
Do
करेंगे
know
थोड़ा देर.
dowry continues to be a part of our social cultural practice in all classes, in all castes, and if I may say so, actually in all religions today. And we may pass it off as gifts, we may pass it off as love and affection, but
Lena dena.
yeah, lena dena, these are just cultural things, and they're giving it. The girl's family is giving it out of their free will. But it's very interesting. The transaction is always one-sided, right? The girl's family, the
Wait a minute.
bride's
Wait a minute. Wait a
family,
minute.
her parents in particular, gives
Wait a minute.
all the
Yeah. So she's saying this is transactional. Dowry is being given. This is transactional. Okay. Now there are gifts given. Maybe money is given. Gold is, of course, both are giving. The mother-in-law gives gold to daughter-in-law. Her parents also give her gold, right? So there are two things here. All these people started bidding for government employees. Oh, your son has become engineer. He recently got job, as a civil engineer. I want my daughter to get married to you. So somebody is offering you 5,000 rupees dowry. We are going to top it up. We are going to offer 10,000 rupees dowry. Okay, I'm talking about, let's say, 1965. Okay, so they are offering you 5,000 rupees dowry. We'll offer you 10,000. See, it doesn't matter Okay, it is not mad. So you are trying to buy men. You basically made it transactional, trying to buy men. And you have to ensure that your daughter doesn't get married to a school teacher or a male compounder, okay, or a clerk or a
Taxi
peon
driver, taxi
or
driver.
anybody, a taxi driver, vegetable vendor. They are all, you are not supposed to do that. You are supposed to get a government employee. Yes, right? So this hypergamy that Indian women have to marry up, एक अच्छी खानदान में शादी हो जाए और वो लोग 5,000 रुपया डाउरी आपको ऑफर कर रहे हैं, तो हम 10,000 देते हैं ना, आप हमारी
पंजा,
बेटियां से शादी कर लो।
पंजाबी में बोलते हैं कि थल्ले सोने दिया इट्टा ला देवांगे, यानी कि लड़की के नीचे सोने की एक छोटी छोटी ईंट रख देंगे।
या सो ये जो चीज है ना, दीज पीपल इन देयर ग्रीड टू फाइंड अल्फा मेल्स, animal or Kabir Singh style alpha males, okay, they basically created the dowry culture, okay, because as per them, let's put it this way, like a government employee is more alpha than a businessman. Like somebody who's a businessman here, because businessman works like a whole day, 15 hours, whereas the alpha male working in a government job, he works only 8 hours or something like that. So they wanted class for their daughters and all, right? There is one more thing which was going on. These young women will get married, let's say, into a nuclear setup in 1970s or 80s. The female is empowered like anything. Let's say she's 21, okay, she's like a teenager and 2 years more, okay. Now 21 and she's in a nuclear family setup. The husband gets the money, let's say 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees. He gives all the money to the wife. That used to be our culture, okay. And this female who is like a nobody, she is able to be considered an adult and given all the money to manage the house. So the women were really feeling it financially empowered. There is one more thing I will tell you. In 70s, whenever men used to construct a house at the age of 35 or 40, they always will buy the land in the name of wife, okay, or they will construct and keep the property in wife's name, okay. Why so far? My own family has done this. My own father has done this. Now, what nonsense are you talking about? Patriarchy and all these nonsense narratives. What are you talking about? Now, there is one more angle I'll talk about dowry, okay? I'll talk about one more thing. Understand one thing, 1970s or 80s is talking about. Remember, in 1980s, a family is not supposed to give any money. As per law, a woman cannot inherit from her father. A woman cannot inherit anything from her father and mother's property. Her inheritance is zero legally. That means, let's say a family has 4 houses, no, 3 houses, 1 shop in the middle of the business district. उसके पास एक दुकान है, बड़ा दुकान है, पूरा शहर की बीच में, मार्केट की बीच में, 3 घर है, उसके छोड़ करके जमीन है, आम का तोटा है या जमीन है, कुछ भी, करेक्ट। वो बंटवारा जब होता था, सब लड़कों को ही दी जाएगी, लड़कियों को नहीं दी जाएगी। एज पर लॉ लड़कियों को कुछ नहीं मिलेगा। तो ऑब्वियस बात है ना, शादी के टाइम पे लेके जाओ।
ये हो गया कि भाई हम आपको लीगली नहीं दे सकते उस समय, तो आप जो है इन कैश और इन काइंड, या फिर जैसे हीरे जवाहरात या जेवरात होते हैं, ज्वेलरी होती है, वो गोल्ड की वैल्यू, क्योंकि इंट्रिंसिक वैल्यू उसकी ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम बढ़ती है, तो चलो गोल्ड में ही सही, आप कुछ ना कुछ आप लेके अपने घर चले जाओ, तो आपको कमी ना पड़े, हमारी बेटी को कमी ना पड़े, इसलिए लोग दहेज देते थे। यहां तक कि जो सिटी ऑफ मुंबई, उसको पहले बॉम्बे बोलते थे, वो सिटी की सिटी जो है वो दहेज में दी गई। वो कैथरीन ब्रेगेंजा ने, कौन सा वो किंग था, हेनरी द फोर्थ,
करेक्ट।
वो तो
नहीं,
ब्रिटिश
अभी
कल्चर
सुनो,
था भाई।
अभी एक मूवी था ना, हंगामा मूवी में बुढ़ा बुढ़िया है, दिस परेश रावल इज द ओल्ड गाय। परेश रावल had a quarrel with his wife, so they are
तो
like
3
married for
एम्बेसडर गाड़ियों
25
में,
years.
डिक्कियों में, हाँ।
Repeat, please tell. Yeah,
वो
what his wife
तो
would be selling him.
तो झगड़ा हो गया।
नहीं, उसके बीवी क्या बोल रही थी वो उस मूवी में, बताओ ना।
यस, he was furious that she disrespected the guest. Should I continue in Hindi?
या हिंदी में बोल दो, हिंदी में
Okay.
बोल.
तो दोनों के बीच में पति पत्नी में झगड़ा हो गया। तो वो बोलता है, घर आए मेहमान से ऐसी बात करती हो, बालों के साथ साथ अपनी तमीज भी कटवा दी है। तो बोलती है, बालों के साथ साथ अभी भी मुझसे, मेरे अंदर तुमसे ज्यादा तमीज है। तो वो बोलता है, बेचारी लड़की कहाँ चली गई, काम मांगने आई थी। तो बोलती है, अरे बेचारी है तो अपनी आधी जायदाद उसके नाम कर दोगे क्या? तो बोलता है, हाँ मैं कर दूंगा, तुमसे पूछने नहीं आऊंगा। तो बोलती है, हाँ हाँ मैं तो अच्छी तरह जानती हूँ आपकी नीयत को। अपने मायके से 3-3 गाड़ियों, एम्बेसडर गाड़ियों की डिक्कियों में सोना भर भर के लाई थी। सूद समेत वापस कर दो, चली जाऊंगी। और वैसे भी तुम्हारे 1500 बारातियों को खाना खिला के 7 फेरे लेके तुम्हारी पत्नी बनी हूं। तो जाते जाते बोलता है, राम 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 राम, ये पत्नी है कि पनौती है?
Right, exactly. I mean, we have never seen women not being empowered or not. We have never seen weak women anywhere around. I mean, we would have seen, right? I mean, I'm from Odisha, okay, and you are from Chhattisgarh and all. We would have seen. We have not seen. We have seen nuclear. We have seen joint family and all that. Now, this is completely feminist narrative, and women only started getting a part of an equal, inheritance only around 1995 or 2000. Different states, they amended the law. They said a daughter is eligible for an equal, share of the parents' property. Okay, till that time, the women were not getting it. Now these people are like the parents will obviously give some money and all. Now these people are claiming that this is all demand or this is being all done this way. The women themselves used to demand like, I want that money because that is my share of it, right? Yeah.
जस्ट वन पॉइंट आई वांटेड टू, जिसके पास बहुत ज्यादा ब्लैक मनी होता था, करप्शन का मनी होता था, जैसे कोई बहुत बड़ा ब्यूरोक्रेट है, कोई बहुत बड़ा डिप्लोमेट है, या कोई बहुत बड़ा पॉलिटिशियन है, ये लोग अपनी वाइफ के नाम से इनकम टैक्स बचाने के लिए जो है वो स्त्री धन बता देते थे, ये वो स्त्री धन लेके आई है। तब क्या होता था?
So ये 2 नंबरी जितनी पैसा था वो सब तो वाइफ के नाम पे ही रहता था ना।
हाँ, बिल्डिंग
वाइफ 2 नंबरी बिल्डिंग प्रॉपर्टी
ट्रस्टीज बना देते थे अपनी बीवियों को, बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स का मेंबर बना देते थे, भले ही वो अंगूठा
मैं
छाप
अपनी नानी का बात बोल रहा हूँ, अपनी नानी का बात बता रहा हूँ। मे बी शी वॉज बोर्न इन 1920, ओके, 2025. She had a building with a shop in the middle of market in her name. Okay, that is the minimum. Okay, I don't know what. Like she is the owner of that shop. Okay, in the prime, market district, in the middle. Okay, so at that I'm talking about my grandma. Somebody born in 1920 said, "What the hell are you talking about? Women being XYZ." And another thing I'll tell you, women used to marry nearby. Okay, it's not like you are getting married some 2000 kilometers away. No way, you will be marrying with the neighboring village, 10 kilometers away, maybe the same village or couple of villages away, right? You are not going anywhere like a very far off distance. I remember many of my relatives. How much is the distance? Like 200 kilometers this way, 200 kilometers that way, right? I mean, absurd. This is a completely one-sided narrative that they are peddling. Please continue.
ये नैरेटिव इनका शुरू ही सर इसलिए हुआ था क्योंकि इनको ये लगता था कि चलो कैसे भी करके जो है वो आदमी को डिमोनाइज करो, आदमी टूट जाएगा तो फिर उसके बाद जो है वो फैमिली को तोड़ने में कितनी देर लगती है।
नहीं, इनकी कुंडली निकालोगे, ये सब क्या है, कम्युनिस्ट है, ठीक है। और कम्युनिस्ट लोगों की एजेंडा ये कि फैमिली को तोड़ा जाए, फैमिली को ऑप्रेसिव बताया जाए, रिलीजन को ऑप्रेसिव बताया जाए, कम्युनिटी को ऑप्रेसिव बताया जाए, और सो दैट सिर्फ कम्युनिज्म जो है, कम्युनिस्ट कैडर जो होते हैं, ओके, कैडर सिर्फ ऑप्रेसिव नहीं है, बाकी सब ऑप्रेसिव है इनके लिए। नेशन भी ऑप्रेसिव है, फैमिली ऑप्रेसिव है, कम्युनिटी जो है ऑप्रेसिव है, एवरीथिंग इज ऑप्रेसिव एक्सेप्ट द कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी सीपीआईएम कैडर जो है, जो गुंडे की जो कैडर है वो ऑप्रेसिव नहीं।
हाँ
और जो पॉल पॉट वाला और स्टालिन वाला जो गुलाग था ना, वो ऑपरेसिव नहीं है. सो
हाँ
गुलाग्स आर नॉट ऑपरेसिव.
वो केजीबी डिफेक्टर यूरी बेजमेनोव ने बड़ी अच्छी
एंड
उनकी 80s में
स्टासी केजीबी और पॉलपॉट. ओके. और जो माओ का जो
हम्म,
पीपल्स लिबरेशन आर्मी, वो सब
हम्म,
ऑपरेसिव नहीं है. और सिर्फ
हम्म,
कौन है ऑपरेसिव? ना फैमिलीज ऑपरेसिव है, जॉइंट फैमिलीज ऑपरेसिव है, कास्ट ऑपरेसिव है, रिलीजन ऑपरेसिव है, सब ऑपरेसिव
हाँ
है. और ये लोग सबकी कुंडली वहीं पे है, राइट. और ये यूनिवर्सिटी में ऑल दिस पीपल आर बेसिकली कम्युनिस्ट, राइट. सो दिस इज देयर एजेंडा. द अदर एजेंडा, बट देखो ये लोग कम्युनिस्ट है, फिर भी इनको कैपिटलिस्ट की पैसा चाहिए. ये
हम्म,
लोगों को पैसा यूके, यूएसए और कनाडा और ऑस्ट्रेलिया, बाकी इस कंट्री से आ रहा था पैसा. तो इनको नैरेटिव बनाने से पैसा बनेगा. एंड मीडिया वाज आल्सो हाइपिंग इट अप, राइट. सबको पैसा बांटो. एंड ये लोग बहुत दो कौड़ी में बिकते हैं एक्चुअली. इनको एक स्कॉलरशिप दे दो. आपको न्यूयॉर्क यूनिवर्सिटी है ना, वो क्या है, न्यूयॉर्क का जो यूनिवर्सिटी है वहां पे दे दो, कोलंबिया
NYU
में दे दो, एनवाईयू में दे
हार्वर्ड
दो, कोलंबिया में दे दो, कहीं पे दे दो. हार्वर्ड तो बहुत दूर की बात है. इनको कहीं पे भी 2 कौड़ी की स्कॉलरशिप दे दो, ये दिन रात देश को गाली देते रहे. So this is how that these people basically created this whole narrative. People were poor, तो poor people को पैसा देना था. वो पैसे का एक हिस्सा जो है फेमिनिस्ट को चाहिए था for their own parties, right? Anyway, let's go through and let's continue.
And the main gifts are given in that form. So while we may today be discussing abuse of law, misuse of law, let us not for a moment forget that dowry continues to be a pervasive social practice in almost all marriages, barring very few across the country. And we don't seem to hear a lot of umbrage from anyone on that. It's not just going back to the 80s when the women's movement began highlighting, because they were hearing from families, distressed women, as to what
Wait a
was
minute.
going on
Wait a minute.
inside the
Tell me, like she said this, right? Even now, dowry
matrimonial home.
continues
It
to be
was called
pervasive.
Om Swaha, which, as you know, comes
Yeah,
from the
Ishan. Yeah. Can you stop? She said dowry continues to be very pervasive today, right? That's what she said, right? And then she's saying nobody's taking umbrage, nobody is raising a hue and cry about dowry, right? That's what she said, right?
yes
Yeah. So let's address this. How about this Vrinda Grover creating an outrage against dowry and extravagant marriages? Go no, in Delhi, this is in Delhi, right? In Delhi, so many
Yes.
extravagant marriages happened in December. How many marriages did she protest?
none, not a single
If you
one.
have a problem with dowry and extravagant marriages, you can go and protest, right?
Yes,
Why you are not
at
protesting?
least in Delhi.
Yeah, why don't you call police and raid, and why don't you talk about dowry prohibition officers who will go and raid those premises? Why don't you tell gurudwaras and other people like there should be a restriction? Because on one hand, you like all those extravagant marriages, right? How many feminists are openly protesting against extravagant marriages, right? Because extravagant marriages are a burden on man, on a man, on both sides for that matter, right? See, no man is saying I want an extravagant marriage. They are saying like I just want a simple marriage. Most men will say that. Nowadays, the women are doing photo shoots. For like 15 days, she's doing photo shoots. How much does it cost? All those wedding photo shoots and all. Why you are not protesting against
Lakhs
it?
and lakhs of rupees, millions.
And who is paying for? No, who is paying? Woman won't have any savings, so her dad must be paying, right? For those luxurious weddings and photo shoots and all that, right? Why don't you protest? Why don't you say that you can't have multiple courses, dinners and all? You can have only one function, only one reception, and in one reception there should not be more than 4 items served.
They
Okay,
now
you can
have
only
drone
serve 4
footages.
items.
They
Yeah,
now
yeah.
have drone
I mean,
footages.
why don't these feminists go and throw a spear at the drones, right?
Not
I mean,
only that,
if you have a problem, if you have a problem, you take a dowry prohibition officer in Delhi or Bangalore or any city and raid these premises and interview these people. One more thing, why these people are not saying that both the families have to register the marriage expenses in a post office. Go to a post office and you write down, these are our expenses, these are their expenses, this is the amount of money we are giving as freedom, this is the amount of gold we are giving, and all those. See, by the way, that is law. This is law. You are supposed to list down all the gifts that are given during a marriage, and you have to officially prepare a document. That is the law. And also all these things should be under record, right? How much money is the bill of the caterers or the arrangements or the priest and all the decorations and the lighting and all that? Why don't you do that? Now you feminists are getting billions of dollars of funds from National Commission for Women or Women's Ministry and corporates, and everywhere you are getting money. What the hell are you doing with that money? And if dowry still continues, then you feminists have failed. You have failed miserably. Dowry and extravagant marriages are continuing today. That means you feminists have failed. What the hell you are doing? Go away. Don't call yourself a feminist.
Not only they have failed, the courts have failed, the lawyers have failed, the whole bar association has failed, the state apparatus, that is the police state, which presumes every man as guilty unless proven otherwise, that has failed. Police personnel have failed. All these IAS, IPS officers, if they are, reticent about the fact that they can't enunciate, or they are even a party to it, either in taking or giving dowry for their daughters, then they have failed the system. And it continues to be a social practice thanks to false case, a multi-billion-dollar industry, and a parallel economy which these women have created for themselves, thanks to Vrinda Grover.
Yeah, please continue.
Shall we play, sir?
Yeah.
The religious havan that is performed, particularly also at the time of marriage and even otherwise. This was a play that had been performed by many feminists across the country. And we would go to different parts of the city as a group and perform this play, which showed how a daughter-in-law was burnt to death in her matrimonial home, and what was the silences that surrounded, both socially, within the family, her compulsions, why was she coerced into such a situation, how helpless she was. When we perform this in public places, I have a clear recall how many people quietly would come up to us and say, this is happening to my sister. Can you help us? I know my neighbor is actually harassing their daughter-in-law. So it was a lived reality of women.
And there was a term called kitchen deaths, right?
Yes, which was talked about, where stoves were. At that time, there were these burner stoves. Gas was uncommon, and gas was in more privileged homes, and mostly people cooked on stoves. And it was quite a strange coincidence that across the country, the stove would burst only and only the daughter-in-law was in the house. And of course, as we know, science and technology doesn't usually care about women. Maybe those stoves were not very good, but of course, nobody was going to bother because surely men were not cooking on stoves.
I just want to add a point over here, because even today there is stand-up comedy done by Kenny Sebastian regarding this, that 20 people died because the son said, yeah, I switched off the gas cylinder, but he didn't. So even today there are carelessness on the part of people and negligence on the part of science and technology department to make the kitchen deaths or the cylinder bursts. Even today, even with electrical vehicles, it is happening that houses are catching fire because people overcharge some of these vehicles, or they come with some sort of faulty technology that they burst at midnight when the whole family is sleeping and the electric vehicles are getting charged. Now if a girl's electric scooter is getting catches fire because of overcharging or whatever the faulty technology is it the fault of Ola Electricals or any Mahindra Electricals or something, or is it the fault
See,
of
let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. These stoves were unsafe. I have seen them. Okay, the pump stoves, they were unsafe by design. But here is the catch. Yeah, older women also used to die. Okay, but the media, right? It is not a story in the media. If an older woman dies due to such a burn injury, it is not a catchy story in the media, right? So media will underreport the stories of older women getting burnt in such kind of an accident. Okay, and the younger women, this is being hyped up. Okay, this is due to that bias that the society focuses more on younger women than older women. For example, the Domestic Violence Act, all the survey that is being done is only for women between the age of 15 to 49. So if a woman is above 49, the survey of National Family Health Survey, those American survey, it was not including those women in the domestic violence survey. So women above the age of 50 are not considered, right? That data. Okay. The other thing I'm telling you is about the older woman. She must be cooking for so long. She must have cooked the whole life, maybe in those wood fired stoves, wood fired ovens with chimney and all. She would have cooked, and she would have transitioned to this. So she's more experienced. If you are more experienced, you are less likely to cause an accident, right? Compared to a younger woman who is less experienced, right? There is one more thing is that these people also used to have a saris which were not cotton, or they were made of some other kind of material like a polyester kind of a material, which was also young women used to wear more than the older women. So these
silk.
saris were also, these are kind of a kind of artificial silk. They were catching fire more. Okay, and these stoves, they can burst or they can just spill over. If the stove just tilt over, it may happen that it may catch. Okay, it is. And sometimes these women used to cook on the floor. Okay, now you are cooking food on the floor and you are standing up, then your sari's pallu can touch the fire, right? Okay, this can happen. Now these feminists created a narrative that all these accident deaths are dowry deaths or pride burnings. Okay, and another thing happened parallel because of media hype around around these deaths due to kerosene. What they did is, anybody जो भी अपने आप को मारना चाहती है ना औरत, उसको फांसी नहीं लगाना था, उसको फांसी नहीं लगाते थे, ये इजियर टेक्निक था. कोई औरत को अपने पति को या ससुर सास ससुर को ब्लैकमेल करनी है तो वो अपने ऊपर पहले मिट्टी का तेल छिड़क लेगी. करेक्ट ना? वो आसान है. फंदा लगाना आसान नहीं है ना. आपको पहले चढ़ना पड़ेगा, सीढ़ी लगा के ऊपर चढ़ना पड़ेगा. कौन सी औरत को उतनी पेशेंस है या उतनी टेक्नोलॉजी पता है कि टेबल और चेयर सब डाल करके ऊपर चढ़ करके फंदा लगा के फंदे का नूज भी बना के, पूरा उसमें स्किल की जरूरत है, राइट? मैं अपने ऊपर मिट्टी का तेल डाल लूंगी, ये तो बहुत आसान है ना. So because of hype in these cases, women got the idea. I will tell you, young women, older women. तो दिस मैं अपने आप मिट्टी का तेल छिड़क करके मैं सुसाइड कर लूंगी करके, जो आत्महत्या कर लूंगी करके बात करने वाले लोग जो हैं, ओके, ये बहुत थे. अभी बेटा का लव अफेयर हो गया, वो कोई दूसरे लड़की से शादी कर रहा है, दूसरे कास्ट की कोई लड़की से शादी कर रहा है, या अपना कोलीग से लव हो गया, शादी कर रहा है, लेकिन अपनी माँ उससे नाराज है, तो माँ तो बेटा को ब्लैकमेल करेगी. तो तू तो अपना बेटा माँ को भूल गया, अब मैं जी के क्या करूंगी, मैं मेरे ऊपर मिट्टी का तेल छिड़क लेती हूँ. सो दिस इज लाइक a common threatening technique. But these kerosene, pouring kerosene on oneself is very risky. Just like what happened during Mandal Commission to Rajiv Goswami. He poured. See, you can't do drama with fire. You can do drama with anything. Because once somebody pours the kerosene or something, kerosene कोई मिट्टी का तेल अपने आप छिड़क दे और मैच बॉक्स भी पकड़े रखे, इट्स लाइक ये बहुत ही डेंजरस चीज है. तो ऐसे बहुत इंसिडेंट्स हैं जहां पे ये थ्रेट की नाम पे थ्रेटन या ब्लैकमेल, आज भी औरतें ब्लैकमेल करते हैं, थ्रेटन करते हैं कि तेरी कोई रखेल है, तेरी कोई कंकुबाइन है तेरी, कोई ये है तो मैं ये कर दूंगी। सुइसाइड थ्रेट देना जो है नॉर्मल चीज है आजकल के जमाने में, राइट? और पहले जमाने में भी था, तो ये तो आउट ऑफ
पहले भी
कंट्रोल
था।
जा सकता था।
हाँ,
और
ये
दूसरी बात
पहले
है कि
पहले
मेंटल हेल्थ,
कुएं में कूदने
मेंटल
का।
हेल्थ जो मेंटल हेल्थ की प्रॉब्लम जो है ना, कोई बाइपोलर है, स्किजोफ्रेनिया है, उनको भी आत्महत्या करनी है तो दे विल आल्सो फाइंड ए वे। सो ये जो
बहुत
पॉपुलराइज कर दिया गया कि मिट्टी का तेल छिड़कने से ये आसान तरीका है, एज इफ दिस इज अ वेरी इजी थिंग टू डू, एंड इट इज अ फैक्ट दैट डॉक्टर्स नो द ट्रूथ, and these women always used to tell, then later on they will be coached, and magistrate के सामने कोच किया उसको, डॉक्टर करके वो पेश कर दिया कि माई इन लॉ। एंड अनदर थिंग, इफ ए वुमन हैज डाइड ड्यू टू डिप्रेशन या कुछ भी रीजन होता है, तो नेचुरली फैमिली इज इन ए रिवेंज मोड ना। जैसे सोचो, कोई कंपनी में कोई लड़की सुसाइड कर ली, कोई आत्महत्या कर ली, अभी कोई कंपनी में हुआ था ना, वो अपना अर्नस्ट एंड यंग में हुआ था, उसने आत्महत्या कर लिया, तो फिर बड़ा सा ड्रामा हुआ ना कि इसका मैनेजर कुछ बोला होगा, तो मैनेजर को पकड़ो, किसी ना किसी को पकड़ो। तो औरत जब आत्महत्या करती है तो आपकी कन्वीनियंट टारगेट चाहिए, किसी एक कन्वीनियंट स्केपगोट चाहिए जिसके पीठ के पीछे आप टारगेट बना करके उसको हाउंड करोगे। करेक्ट? दिस इज अवर कल्चर, राइट? इवन दो द रीजन्स में बी इंटरनल। या
मैं बस ये कहना चाहता हूं कि मैंने 1995 तक अच्छे से देखा है, और उसके पहले भी 94 में, 93 में मेरी जो क्लास टीचर थी, कि एक बार मैं उनके घर गया था, मैं बहुत छोटा था उस समय, मुझे अभी भी याद है कि वो सिगड़ी के ऊपर जो कोयला रखते हैं ना, उसके ऊपर रख के वो रोटियां बना रही थी। अब बताइए, टीचर जो है वो जॉब करती है, सब करती है, लेकिन वो भी सिगड़ी के ऊपर जो है कोयले वाले वो जो होते थे, उसके ऊपर रख के वो खाना बना रही थी, रोटी बना रही थी, जैसे तंदूर में बनाते हैं। तो ये लोगों को समझ में नहीं आता कि ट्रांजिशन जो है गैस के स्टोव या बर्नर स्टोव से गैस सिलेंडर में, और गैस सिलेंडर से लेके अभी भी फायर ब्रिगेड वाले ट्रेनिंग देते हैं लेडीज को, बच्चों को, जेंट्स को, कि किस तरह से गैस सिलेंडर को हैंडल करना है। अभी अभी मैंने खबर पढ़ी है छत्तीसगढ़ की, कि कोई केटरिंग कोई शॉप थी या कंपनी थी, उसमें 6 के 6 सिलेंडर फट गए। अब वो क्यों हुए, कौन सी मिसहैप हुई, कैसे हुई, पता नहीं, लेकिन 6 सिलेंडर फट गए। ये आज की न्यूज है, 2025 की। तो ये कोई नहीं समझता कि भाई मिसहैप तो कभी भी किसी के भी साथ कहीं भी हो सकता है, क्योंकि इनको अपना एक एजेंडा है। इनका अपना एजेंडा
नहीं, इनको
ये है
पैसा
कि,
मिलता था, इनको पैसा मिलता था बाहर से,
हाँ,
तो
पैसा
ये
ही
भाई
इनका एजेंडा
इनको
था ना।
10-20 हजार डॉलर मिल गया, तो ये लोग वही पैसा, देखो हर हर साल उनको डेटा देना पड़ता था उनके विदेशी मास्टरों के पास, तो ये यहाँ का नैरेटिव लेकर के बोलते थे। पुराने जमाने में सती होता था, सती पता था, आजकल के जमाने में भी औरतों को जलाया जाता है। तो पॉइंट इज इसमें यही है कि जो हिंदू फैमिली से वो ऐसे ही लोगों को मर्डर करने में, मतलब इट्स अ नॉर्मल फैमिली, कोई क्रिमिनल बैकग्राउंड नहीं है, कोई दूसरा कोई बैकग्राउंड नहीं है, नॉर्मल फैमिली इतनी क्रूअल है कि वो जान से मार देगा। मतलब एक पर्टिकुलर नॉर्मल फैमिली, नॉर्मल स्टैंडर्ड ट्रेडिशनल फैमिली, वो जब भी यंग औरत को देखने से वो सडनली वो लोग सब मर्डरर बन जाते हैं। दिस इज देयर नैरेटिव।
ये नैरेटिव के बारे में केजीबी डिफेक्टर यूरी बेजमेनोव, जो कि इंडिया से ही डिफेक्ट करके गए थे और केजीबी के ऑफिसर थे इंडिया में जब उनकी स्टेशनिंग हुई थी, तो वो बोलते थे फेमिनिस्ट्स आर यूजफुल इडियट्स, और ये
राइट।
सचमुच में यूजफुल इडियट्स हैं। एनीवे,
अभी
लेट्स
जो
प्ले सम।
फेमिनिस्ट, अभी 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 एक बात बताओ, इसी टॉपिक में एक चीज बोल देता हूँ, फेमिनिस्ट आर यूजफुल इडियट, ये जो फेमिनिस्ट लॉयर लोग जो कर रहे हैं ना, मेन वर्सेस वुमन कर रहे हैं बैठ के, और जो मर्दों की अगेंस्ट में इतना पॉइजन जो स्प्रेड कर रहे हैं, अल्टीमेटली एवरी वुमन विल पे। एंड फेमिनिस्ट आर नेचुरली द अदर फेमिनिस्ट, I mean the non-lawyer feminists, okay, they are useful idiots, because if there is a backlash, okay, it will be against all feminists, not just lawyer feminists, right?
इट विल बी अगेंस्ट
Right?
ऑल विमेन।
All women, the backlash जब होगा तो मर्द लोग बोलेंगे हम शादी नहीं करेंगे, जो करना है कर लो। और कल सवेरे ये जो औरतें जितना रास्ते में वायलेंस कर रहे हैं ना, वो ऑटो वाले को पीट दिया, इसको, कल सवेरे एक आदमी उल्टा दो लगाया तो फिर क्या करोगे तुम? नहीं नहीं, अतुल सुभाष ने वायलेंस जस्टिफाई कर दिया, उसने, अरे सेल्फ डिफेंस के लिए जस्टिफाई करेगा तो करेगा वो, जब लॉ नहीं है, कानून नहीं है, कल सवेरे आदमी घूम के दे भी सकता है, क्योंकि ये नेचुरल है, ये नेचुरल जस्टिस है। इफ somebody is attacking you, somebody is slapping you, अब वो ऑटो वाला उसको वापस नहीं मारा, समझो ना, ऑटो वाले को लड़की ने मारा, वीडियो भी बनाई, लड़की नहीं, लड़की ऑटो वाले को मार करके लड़की वीडियो बनवाई अपलोड करने।
ये
यू आर गेटिंग इट?
ये सेम केस हुआ था रोहतक सिस्टर्स का भी सर। इनका फिर उसके बाद कोई पॉलीग्राफिक टेस्ट भी हुआ था, लाइट डिटेक्टर टेस्ट, जिसमें वो फेल कर गई। बहुत साल पहले हुआ था रोहतक में, वो बस की सीट के ऊपर
2014 का स्टोरी।
हाँ, 2015-16 की यही सेम स्टोरी थी। और ये हुआ था। आजकल क्या है, क्लाउड चेजिंग के लिए, इंस्टाग्राम के लिए, रील्स बनाने के लिए, कंटेंट क्रिएशन के नाम पे ये चल रहा है कि किसी को मार दो, किसी का सर फोड़ दो, कोई बेचारा ऑटो रिक्शा चला रहा है तो उसको पकड़ के मारो, उसके कपड़े फाड़ दो, उसको नंगा कर दो। बस ये इनको अच्छा लगता है कि हमने एक मर्द को नंगा कर दिया। और ये टीयर 2 टीयर 3 सिटीज की नहीं, मैं गांव की बात कर रहा हूं। यहां तक कि मेरे साथ भी एक ऐसा ही पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है, जिसमें एक लेडी का जो है मेरे व्हीकल से सिर्फ पैर टच होके गया, वो भी इसलिए क्योंकि उसका बेटा गलत चला रहा था। वो उतरी, चप्पल उतार के उसने मेरे को मारने की कोशिश की और बोलती है, ऐसे मत देख मेरे को, मैं तेरी आंखें निकाल लूंगी। वो डायलॉग मुझे आज भी याद रहेगा, मैं तेरी आंखें निकाल लूंगी। एक औरत जो है वो मुझे बोल रही है।
नहीं तो औरत लोग जो वायलेंस ओपनली कर रहे हैं बैठ करके, हर जगह पे औरत वायलेंस करते हैं, तो उसका कुछ नहीं, वी हैव टू इग्नोर दैट, वी हैव टू इग्नोर दैट शी मे बी क्रेजी, पागल हो गई, और देयर मे बी अ रीजन, मे बी ही molested her, or maybe he said something inappropriate to her, that is why she is beating. So how can it be possible? Bollywood movie में, इतने मूवी में the heroine will be slapping the hero or somebody else, right? So many, तो वो जस्टिफाइड है। वायलेंस बाय अतुल सुभाष ने 2 सेंटेंस लिख दिया, उसको ये लोग तोड़ मरोड़ करके इधर उधर करके ये लोग बोल रहे। ऑब्वियसली बात है कि देयर हैज टू बी लॉ। इफ देयर इज नो लॉ, इफ अ वुमन इज अटैकिंग अ मैन, तो अ मैन में रिटेलिएट, वो रिटेलिएट कर सकता है, जो करना है करो, झेलो। आपको बुरा लगता है तो बुरा लगेगा। व्हाई द हेल यू स्टार्ट द वायलेंस? इफ अ वुमन हैज स्टार्टेड द वायलेंस, राइट, शी शुड बी रेडी टू फेस द कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस if the things backfire.
इक्वालिटी का जमाना है भाई।
Like,
if she wants to be a man, then let us treat her like a man.
Like you go to a bull or a cow or an animal and you hit it with a stick and it comes back at you, you are at fault. You are at a fault, and expect that men, you are calling men as animals, right? So men can also behave the same way. There will be a consequence, right? Yeah.
We have seen in that Odisha case regarding that as well.
Yeah.
That, yeah. Anyway, we shall continue. Play.
Stoves in the home, they may be cooking commercially. So the stove deaths leading to dowry deaths, leading to death of daughters-in-law, all this would be shrouded in mystery, because who will give the evidence of what happened inside the matrimonial home? Who would know? Only the family, which may be complicit in the death, in the homicide or the suicide, or the cruelty that she's, the patriarchal
तो इसीलिए प्रिजम्पशन लिख दिया, इसीलिए प्रिजम्पशन लिख दिया।
The whole business that women are told. Today when we live in our, these are not aspects of women's lives. Actually, despite,
can you please buffer it?
Can you please buffer it? To the husband's house, and from there, only her dead body.
Is it not playing, sir?
Yeah, it's not playing well. Last 1 minute or so.
Okay. 7:51.
Society. Complain to their families when they are suffering, and they are told, anyway, this is wear and tear of family life, you should adjust, it's all very new, you have to all both learn to accommodate. In fact, we whispers of that can be seen and heard in judicial verdicts also. That was the scenario in which 498A was introduced in the Indian Penal Code. It marked a very important place where there was a recognition of cruelty within marriage, because as has been said even in recent judgments, marriage is a revered institution in India. Marriage should be a revered institution, any union of any two adults. Of course, here we have a heteronormative form which persists. Any such association may or may not be revered, but there should be some principles which underlie it. Now, if it is based on violence, if it is premised on violence, and on the violence that is inflicted on the bodies of women, or actually the extraction of labor of women, including social labor and reproductive labor, then we need to interrogate this category of marriage. There is a hesitation in our society, and I would say that courts actually have been extremely reluctant to talk about that. Why can we not interrogate and question the fundamentals of the institution of marriage and the institution of
Wait a
family?
minute. Wait a minute.
Equality.
Yeah. So what did she say right now?
She said
What did she say?
she said the reproductive labor.
Heteronormative marriage. Okay.
Yes. The heteronormative.
So marriage is all about violence.
Yes. And she said that the interrogation should happen in an inquisitive fashion with the family and marriage system at all. I mean, now she is bearing her fangs, and she also said that.
So basically, what is the accusation against family? What is the allegations? What are the allegations?
The allegation is that the reproductive labor and the social labor of a woman is unaccounted for, number one. Number two, she is saying and reiterating her stance that a woman is always vulnerable in each and every position within the matrimonial home.
No. She's claiming that that marriage is an institution where violence is the norm. Violence on women is the norm, right? So let's work on this. Let's deal with this. How many daughter-in-laws are ill-treating their fathers-in-law or mother-in-law? Let's say old mother-in-law of 70 years old, 75 or 80-year-old mother-in-law being ill-treated, underfed by the daughter-in-law. Is not it a reality also in the families today, or maybe 50 years back also? The daughter-in-laws have ill-treated mother-in-law also. That's also a reality, right? Isn't it? The
Yes.
old in-laws. Yeah, you are talking about, there is a movie called Avatar where it is Dilip Kumar, Shavana Azmi and all the sons and daughter-in-laws. They
Rajesh
throw these
Khanna.
old people out of the house. Oh, Rajesh Khanna hai kya usme? Haan. The point is Rajesh Khanna and this guy. So the point is that the violence, by the way, violence. See, here is the interesting thing. These people are claiming mother-in-law can do violence, young woman cannot do violence. Mother-in-law can do violence on daughter-in-law. Daughter-in-law can never do violence on mother-in-law. Is it true? If the mother-in-law is bedridden or she is disabled, the daughter-in-law will do violence. The other thing is that most of the domestic violence is bidirectional. Bidirectional. So it is not like, it is unidirectionally happening. Okay, 80%, 70-80% of domestic violence is bidirectional throughout the world. Throughout the world, it is like that. Okay, it's not like women are not capable of, starting or initiating violence. In fact, women always initiate more violence than men. They initiate more violence because men have at least chivalry. Men have at least something. Women will do verbal violence. Women will do initiate physical violence as well, and that's what as is the truth. That is what is the data you find out. But then these people will say that only husband is doing violence on the wife, and wife is, as if wife is completely silent and she has never done any violence on the husband. If there is a fight going on, see, woman can also have anger issues. A man can have anger issues. A woman can have anger issues. So see, I will tell you, like Draupadi or Dasrath or Shantanu's case or Dasrath's case, Kaikeyi and all, whatever we have heard, that women were not capable, any time to do any violence. There are female murderers in this country, young female murderers. 30, 40, 50 years back also, women used to murder children, women used to murder men, okay, or their husbands. They have done this. So it is just like one-sided nonsense that's peddling. The other thing is, if there is so much of violence happening inside families, where is the data? It is not reflecting in suicide data. It is not reflecting in murder data. Let's say we have 30,000 murders in a year. How many spousal murders do you see of women, and how many spousal murders of men? Put that data, right? Talk about that data. National Crime Records Bureau, we have data available for last 20 years. Show the data. How many men were murdered by the wife? How many wives were murdered by the husband? If this Vrinda Grover is really interested in solving the problem, she should have come with the data. Like there are 3,000 women who are murdered by the husband. I mean, murder with a knife or some murder. And then these many attempted murders, and these many are the data of the men. Put the data in front, right? And as far as dowry death is concerned, this woman is saying we don't know what happened, kitchen deaths and all. So these people basically got a law which presumes that it is a dowry death. Every death of a woman, young woman, is a dowry death. See, every young woman's death is a dowry death. That is the definition. Because a young woman will not die naturally. So every death of a young woman or a young person is unnatural. Correct? Natural death is old age death, is a natural death. If a young woman got cancer or something. Otherwise, a young woman's death is always unnatural. Right? So every unnatural death is a dowry death. That is the definition. With miscellaneous things like it can be shown that, if there are witnesses that she was harassed before she died. Okay, now who are the witnesses? Her parents are the witnesses. So that means the young woman's parents, if they make the claim that the dead woman was harassed, their testimony is enough for a case to be dowry death. Police will not even investigate, and he will say the woman may have उसने अपने आप को आत्महत्या कर लिया होगा, कोई स्किजोफ्रेनिया, मेंटल हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम की वजह से, या कोई एक्सीडेंट की वजह से वो मर गई होगी, या बिल्डिंग से गिर गई होगी, या कोई सांप काट लिया होगा. बट उसकी माँ बाप 2 स्टेटमेंट दे देंगे, 2 लाइन की स्टेटमेंट कि ये मरने से पहले हमें फोन करके बताई थी कि ऐसा ऐसा हो रहा था, चल रहा था, हमने उसके लिए कुछ नहीं कर पाए, देन वो हो गया डाउरी डेथ. तो ये लोग इतनी घटिया और इतनी ओपन डेफिनेशन लगा रखा है. जस्ट सोचो, कोई भी यंग लड़का, जो मैरिड लड़का मर जाता है, ऐसे ही मर जाता है, कहीं पे कोविड में मर गया, तो आप उसको बोल दो कि औरत ने कर दिया डेथ करके. इट इज लाइक ब्लेमिंग फॉर एवरी यंग मैन्स डेथ. If you keep blaming their wife and in-laws, how will it be? That is what they are basically doing all these years. Dowry death means what? Death of a young woman, मतलब dowry death. क्योंकि वो तो डेथ नेचुरली होगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, चाइल्ड बर्थ के समय में डेथ हुआ तो उसको भी डाउरी डेथ बोल देंगे. सांप काट लिया, डाउरी डेथ. किसी ट्रक ड्राइवर के साथ भाग गई, दिख नहीं रही है, डाउरी डेथ. इनकी डेफिनेशन ऐसी है. कोई अनफॉर्चुनेट आदमी एक मेंटल हेल्थ पेशेंट से शादी कर लिया और उसने आत्महत्या कर लिया, तो उसके ऊपर डाउरी डेथ तो ऐसे ही लगेगा।
नहीं, और मेंटल हेल्थ कंडीशन ये माँ बाप शादी के समय रिवील भी नहीं करते हैं लड़के को
नहीं
और
करते
लड़के
ना,
वालों को,
या
तो वो तो जेल
ट्रू
में
ट्रू
चला
ट्रू
गया।
ट्रू। तो ये स्टोरी को लेके फैमिली इतनी ऑप्रेसिव है, देन व्हाई ओनली 45,000 वुमेन आर कमिटिंग सुसाइड कंपेयर्ड टू 122,000 मेन? मतलब आत्महत्या की डेटा में तीन तीन का रेशियो क्यों है? मैरिड मैन, मैरिड औरत, मैरिड मर्द और मैरिड औरतों में आत्महत्या की रेशियो में 1:3 क्यों है? मर्दों की नंबर ऑलमोस्ट 85, 85,000 है। औरतों की कितनी है? मैरिड औरतों की 28,000, 28,000 है। 28,000 और 85,000 में क्या है? वो 3 गुना है। 3 गुना मर्द क्यों आत्महत्या कर? फिर
अब
ऐसे ही मजाक है।
apparently there seems to exist some sort of you know, gap in the suicide rates as well, just like everywhere.
या
Anyway, shall we play?
या
and mutual respect are not the premise, then you are not going to build an institution based on domestic violence and other forms of abuses. Those institutions need to be questioned. That is the reality in which this came about, where cruelty was recognized, and very importantly, not only in the context of dowry, but also cruelty. You may not bear a son. That could become a reason for a lifelong taunt, asking you to go kill yourself so that we can get another wife who will then create the progeny which the family wishes for. Your complexion may not be what that family, the everybody's supposed to be fair. Apparently all women are supposed to be fair. Men, dark men are great, but women all have to be born fair. So that can become a cause of a taunt.
But
So
men
not
have to earn money, right? I mean, yeah, let's
Men have
continue.
to
Men
have
have to
six
earn money.
figures.
Yeah.
Men have to have 6 inches, 6 figures, six-pack abs, and 6 feet tall. As if women never have had a requirement, or as if women never ever demand for someone with a government job in their resume.
Right. Let's continue. Yeah.
to dowry. And it recognized that mental and physical cruelty that is inflicted within the matrimonial home by the husband and or his relatives.
So what essentially I'm hearing is that this is a very gender specific.
Absolutely.
But of the recent debate, there's been a call to make this 498A gender neutral. Men's rights activists have said that this should be accessible to men as well if there are cases where women are inflicting violence on men within the realm of the marriage, right? What do you think? Can this be made a gender neutral law at all?
Wait. Firstly, recently nobody has said that we are saying gender biased laws, all laws have to be gender neutral. We are talking about all laws, not just 498, right? Our primary demand is men's basic human rights. Basic human rights. If a man is facing domestic violence, there has to be a restraining order. And he needs to have a forum to complain, where his complaint is accepted. Whether you take action or not, that's a separate thing. Court has to give a restraining order so that the violence at least stops. That is our basic demand. We are talking about gender biased laws, that we want all the laws to be gender neutral, because you are not giving the rape law. Dhruv Rathi himself said rape laws or sexual harassment at workplace law, every law, if you exclude men, you literally are saying as if entire IPC should be only for women. A man should never access IPC, Indian Penal Code, or BNS. It's so ridiculous. You are not giving men protection from sexual violence or justice. You are not giving men protection from domestic violence or anything. Obviously, we will ask for gender neutral laws, right? But then why you are obsessed with 498A? The topic here is women's rights or men's rights. Then these are broad topics, right? Talk about everything rather than getting fixated with only 498A. Because 498A is a useless kind of a law. See, this law was made that if a woman is facing violence or harassment of the nature which may lead to her committing suicide. So it is not like a normal kicking daughter-in-law or slapping somebody. This law is not, it is an attempt to murder kind of a law. So somewhere when the woman's life is in danger, so one has to establish that her life was in danger. So normal domestic violence and all that, you have 323. Okay, if there is an injury, there are scratches or something on the body, right? Or an injury on the body, there is IPC 323. Why you need 498? 498 is made only for some kind of a cruelty. Now, definition of cruelty is something which is much more than domestic violence, actually. Cruelty is something like something which may make somebody die, kill themselves. But women are not killing themselves. Let me put it this way, that married women, उनकी आत्महत्या की संख्या जो है 24,000 था 20-25 साल पहले, अभी 28,000 है. वो 24,000, 26,000, 28,000, it is fixed more or less in that range. 10%, 15% this way, that way हो रहा है. Last 25 साल से population has increased. Whereas मर्दों की, मैरिड मर्दों की आत्महत्या की जो नंबर है वो 40-45 हजार से अभी शूट करके 85,000 हो गया, डबल से ऊपर हो गया. तो ये क्या नाटक लगा रखे हैं, राइट? प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
So as I explained the history of this, and that history, as I again said, insofar as dowry is concerned, and insofar as women moving to homes of their husband and in-laws, none of that has changed.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same. Yes, in urban areas today, couples may set up their independent homes. Women may well be working, or people may form their own mutual alliances. So there may be some change, but that's not the norm. That's not the way larger society is structured. So the larger society structures or practices or inequalities, which to my mind stems from patriarchy, has not altered. When you refer to them as men's rights activists, maybe we should call them husbands' rights activists. They're actually not speaking for men. You know, you have a male journalist in Chhattisgarh who has just been found, his body has been found dead after he exposed a scam.
Yeah.
I don't hear any
Yeah,
men.
wait. Yeah, wait. She said they are not men's rights activists, they are husband rights activists. Okay. So during Nirbhaya time, when the new laws were coming up, we all were shouting and warning the whole society and the Justice J.S. Verma committee and the government that the rape laws will be misused against all the men. Young men especially, the rape law will be misused because you are taking away the checks and balances. Right? So how are we husband rights activists? We have just now conducted ICMI conference where we had talks on, adolescent sexuality and the challenges of it. We are talking about fathers' rights and children's rights, children who are forcibly separated from their fathers. Every year, 200,000 children lose access to their own father. So it's a children's rights issue. We are talking about it for last 17 years. There are so many men who are losing access, just like Atul Subhas, losing access to their children. Now these are fathers' rights activists. Okay. We are talking about men's human rights. We have spoken against lynching culture. Any man getting lynched anywhere, whether it is sadhus or somebody else, some artists or somebody getting, this lynching culture started because during Nirbhaya, people said lynching is okay. Because the legal system is not working, lynching is okay. Then everybody started lynching for any each and every access. We have talked about it. Now this lady wants us to talk about the murder of a journalist. See, there are, let me put it this way, there are 24,000 murders of men every year. 24,000 murders of, due to whatever reasons. So we are supposed to chase them. We are supposed to leave male suicide issue, married men suicide issue. Almost 28 to 32,000 men are committing suicide every year due to family reasons. Married men are committing suicide due to marriage and family reasons. So we are supposed to leave that, and we are supposed to now reform the police so that every murder, every man who's getting murdered by some religious sect or by somebody or by somewhere else, like one man was shot in Karnataka. Okay, he was a bank guard, security guard. He was shot by miscreants and then they looted the money. Those videos are there online. So what do you expect? We should go and fight there also?
No, but
No,
I
no, we
mean,
are not getting. No, no. The day the government gives us $100 million, just like these feminists get the money from United Nations and the government and national, women's ministry gets a $2 billion US. You are getting billions of dollars and you are not doing the work. We don't get a single penny from any corporate or any government, and you want us to go and do crime prevention. So they want us to stop all the murders of men on the streets. What do you think? We are police? You are getting money, $2 billion from government, and you are not doing anything to stop extravagant or dowry marriage. Right? You are not even talking about domestic violence shelters for women. See, domestic violence shelters for women are not there. Okay, almost 20 years have passed since that law was enacted only for women. And none of the feminists are on the street asking for domestic violence shelters for women. None of them. And these
none of the
feminists have
lawyers.
money. They can go to this Anand Mahindra, who is a feminist. They can go to that Subramanya of L&T. They can go to Narayan Murthy, and these people will give them 100 or 200 crores. Take a building and make domestic violence shelter for women. No, you just need a hostel, a building in Bangalore or Delhi or wherever, or in a village, right? At least start. Have you done your work? You have not done anything, and you want us to do everything without by putting money from our own pocket and by leaving our jobs and our careers and our livelihood. Wow. I mean, this is the level. She's saying that every man anywhere in the country getting murdered, it is our issue. It's a men's issue, it seems. Really? Really?
No, I mean, she is making a strong case for a national men's commission as well. So, I mean, government should, take suo moto cognizance and make it at the earliest possible regarding this woman's word. I mean, otherwise they take her word for at face value, anyways.
See,
So they might take her word for that as well and
see,
make men's
see, these
commission, make
people,
men's
no, no,
ministry.
these people are claiming that marriage is a oppressive institution for women. Okay, that is what they're saying, right? Marriage as an institution is oppressive for women. Okay, fine. Next, they are saying that the systems, the judiciary, the police, all the systems are also doing institutionalized discrimination of women. Correct? Right? That is how their movement exists. Now we are also saying the same, that marriage is an oppressive institution for men. Okay? If a woman is putting reproductive labor, she is ensuring her old age security. Man has no guarantee. Okay, if she has children, those children will take care of her. As far as man is concerned, there is no guarantee that his children will take care of it. So man's reproductive efforts and his child support is mostly going down the drain. And as far as woman's household work is concerned, all the household material is 80% enjoyed by the woman, not by the man. So when you are enjoying the household, lifestyle, right? The lifestyle, woman needs the lifestyle, not the man. So So if you are enjoying the lifestyle in the house, right, then you are supposed to work for it, right? Obviously, let's say you have a refrigerator, you have a fridge and a refrigerator, all these gadgets. If they go bad, it is your responsibility to get it repaired. If a
Yes.
microwave oven gets bad, it is one's responsibility to lift it up, that 15, 20 kg microwave, and you go around and repair it. Why you tell the man? If
Yes.
marriage is such a oppressive institution, see, the point is these people are making these narratives because nobody is challenging them. A man's return on investment in marriage is very less. It is very, very less. Firstly, most men do not live till old age, till real old age. It's the women who live 7, 8 years longer than men. So the children are taking care of the woman, not really the man. Okay. And then there is also a hostility between the man and the child throughout his life. So the man is less likely to be cared by the child. It's obviously the practical reality. So if in a family the woman is disproportionately enjoying the fruits, even in a joint family setup, or even when there is an inheritance, it's the woman who is enjoying, because the man inherits his property from his parents and mother. He inherits the property or assets, but he dies after another 15 years or 20 years of his parents. He dies. His mother passed away. After 15 or 20 years, the man passed away. Now, who gets the assets? The woman gets. The children get the assets. The man is not enjoying in the family. A man is taking care of parents, and a man is taking care of wife and the children, and his return on investment inside the marriage is very less. Now that you have said that marriage is so oppressive for women and women don't want it, good. Get out. Don't get out of marriage, and let men also get out of marriage. And let me take it one step further. All the marriages since 2025, no, this year onwards, should have a validity only for 5 years. Let's make it. Let government bring a law that the marriage is only valid for 5 years. After that, it's automatic. If you want to renew, you know, you renew another 3 years. So just like a car has an expiry in 15 years. So marriage, let's put it this way, because it is so oppressive, right?
Even I'm not even joking about it. I'm not being facetious. There is something called a marriage license in America. My western counterparts like Bullets for Teeth and others, they introduced me to it, that there is something called a marriage license.
No, I think we have to see that people, if they are eligible to marry or not, we have to see now. Henceforth, without license, you should not be allowed to marry, I think.
Yes,
Because
marriage
if
license.
somebody is not mentally okay to marry, somebody is not want to have sexual relationships because of some psychological reason, somebody is not mentally healthy, and all, they should not marry. Somebody has severe health problems and all, they should not marry. Government can find some other way, because marriage means sacrifice. Marriage means there is an element of sacrifice for both man and the woman. Okay, both have to sacrifice. Now if the woman is doing any sacrifices, you claim that this is an oppression. Then what about the man? Is not man making any sacrifices in his marriage? Fine, good. If you think that way, then let us shut down and go on marriage strike, right? That's why we called for marriage strike. We said, in 2022 we had marriage strike, right? Yeah.
Shall we
Good.
play?
Let's continue another 15 minutes, 10 minutes or so, and we'll close. Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow or day after. Yeah.
I only hear journalists speaking up for him. So there are husband rights activists. So then these husbands are plagued by something. What is it that they are complaining about? And therefore they don't want these laws. See, what is the purpose of law? Law notices, observes certain inequities in society. Law has to step in to attempt to create an equalizing space, whether it is through 498A, whether it is through the rape sections, which prohibit and punish for rape, the domestic violence law, POCSO for children because of their vulnerability. You have the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act. all these are ways in which law steps in to create equity, recognizing and acknowledging inequity in society. Now, how do we therefore deal with this demand for gender
Hang
neutrality?
on, hang on, hang on,
It's not
hang on. So she's saying because law exists, women are getting oppressed. Okay, okay, because the law exists, women are oppressed. Fair enough. Now the law is being amended. 498 is being amended, right? Okay, and the marital property law was rolled back. So there must be a reason behind it also, right? Right? For example, 498A was amended like in a way that the arrests have stopped because there is no equity based on her own logic, or there is no
Yes,
human rights. So the point is you can't claim. See, the law is not absolute. Law is a function of the society. If there is a need in the society, if the society demands a law, the law comes. Okay, that is how the laws work. It is not like law came and that is why society has to change. No, society wants a change, then a law comes. Okay, if it is 498A, it is any law, defamation law, or it is a murder law, attempt to murder law, or any other, right? And if society demands some law to be diluted, then you have to accept it. If you are using this kind of a logic that 498 came existence because of certain logic, then if 498 is amended also, you should be happy, right? As a lawyer,
yes,
you can't
yes,
say that if certain laws came up, then that is a very valid reason in the society. That is why they came up. But some amendments were done or some laws were removed. Then you you can't do that. Okay, if the society is demanding this, you are getting it. Okay, then if society is demanding that, that also will come. You can't say that society should demand this. It is up to society. You, the lawyers, are nobody. Okay, if tomorrow society says 498 should be scrapped, then 498 will be scrapped. You should not raise a hue and cry. If we should not raise a hue and cry, then the point is we are husband rights or men's rights or anti-circumcision rights or father's rights, children's rights, doesn't matter. There is a problem, right? That men have nowhere to go. Men's human rights are nowhere to go. If a man is assaulted by a woman, even FIR is not filed. Lucknow girl slapped
Lucknow
22
girl.
times and no police report was filed. Nothing happened. Is it okay for a man to slap a young girl 22 times and no action is taken? Is it okay? We are asking you that. And because feminism is selling equality, we are asking equality as men's activists or husband rights activists, or what we are asking equality in the marriage. Some equality, if not, you want equity and all, let's accept it. We are asking something. If a man is facing domestic violence, she should be able to report it. We are not saying put the woman in prison like 498 and all. At least even that is being denied to us. So we are talking about institutional discrimination, police corruption, extortion, threats by the lawyers, wife's lawyer, threats by the wife's family members, and the violence by the wife's family members. And you are not giving us any protection. If a man has 10 stitches because of violence by wife's family and the goons, the police will not file a FIR. Why is it so difficult to understand? And if you can't understand, leave. No, she should burn her law degree. She should burn her law degree. Because just like a doctor, they take a oath. A lawyer also has certain basic things. The bar council should basically cancel her thing if she can't even understand what is basic human rights or basic concepts of justice. She's so blind. She's so blind with her feminist thought process that she thinks injustice is okay. If a man is facing violence, the practical reality is that he is facing violence from his wife and in-laws. Police will not file a FIR, first information report. Police will not file. She may claim that if a woman is molested and a woman is facing violence, police will also not file. Fine, that happens to women. We may accept it. It happens to men also.
by
It happens
women,
to men also.
by
Yeah, yeah. If
women,
a
by
but
women.
yes, so a
And
man cannot seek protection from police or a domestic violence protection officer if he is facing violence or a threat. Like a father-in-law of the man says, "मैं तुझे जान से मार दूंगा." क्या वो पुलिस स्टेशन में एफआईआर कर सकता है? इन्फॉर्म नहीं कर सकता है वो। उसको पुलिस वाला ही भगा देगा। ये प्रैक्टिकल रियलिटी है, ये हम बात कर रहे
ये
हैं। इसमें इतनी
यही
डिफिकल्ट क्या है सोचने?
यही यही ये फिल्मों में भी दिखाते हैं। वो ए वेडनेसडे एक बड़ी पॉपुलर नीरज पांडे की फिल्म हुई है। नसीरुद्दीन शाह से ही आपने कहा तो मुझे याद आया। नसीरुद्दीन शाह उसमें एक वो बैग लेके पुलिस स्टेशन में जाते हैं, तो पुलिस वाला जो होता है उसके सामने एक विक्टिम बैठा होता है, आदमी, और वो बोलता है कि मैंने बोल दिया कि दाल में नमक कम है, तो बीवी ने उठा के प्रेशर कुकर जो है मेरे सिर में मार दिया। तो वो हंसने लगता है और बोलता है, अरे ऐसे काम में ज्यादा कुछ नहीं बोलने का, घर से प्यार से जाने का और उसको सॉरी बोलने का। तो फिर उसके बाद बोलता है, लेकिन आप मेरी एफआईआर तो लिखो। वो बोलता है, अबे जाना साले, दिमाग खराब करता है बिना मतलब बैठ के। तो सिस्टम को तो कोई लेना देना नहीं है आदमियों के से कि उनकी एफआईआर लॉज हो, उनकी जो पुलिस कंप्लेन है वो लॉज हो, या फिर अगर कोई जजेस जो हैं वो बीवी के साथ मिलके कोरस में हे करके ठहाके लगाते हैं तो उनकी सुनवाई हो। जब सुनवाई कहीं एक आदमी की नहीं है, और जब वो देख लेगा कि ये बाय पार्टीसन और जो है ए पॉलिटिकल इशू है, जो कि हर जगह परमिएट करता है, क्योंकि हर पॉलिटिकल पार्टी महिलाओं के वोट को जो है वो पैंडर करती है। दे हैव टू प्ले टू द गैलरी टू गार्नर वोट्स एंड एवरीथिंग। तो फिर जब किसी आदमी के पास कोई कुछ बचा ही नहीं, या तो वो सुसाइड कर लेगा या तो फिर वो मर्डर कर लेगा। तो फिर जब आदमी सुसाइड कर लेता है तो फिर उसको और कमजोर बताया जाता है कि ये तो एक कमजोर था, किसी साइकोथेरेपिस्ट के पास जाता। साइकोथेरेपिस्ट के पास ये इसलिए भेजना चाहते हैं ताकि वो इसकी एक मेंटल, एक उसको साइकोलॉजिकली डायग्नोस करके एक जो है डिसलेक्सिक या फिर किसी तरह से एक इनकेपेबल आदमी बना सके। तो और उसको फिर मेंटल हेल्थ पे आदमियों की जो है एक बर्डन ऑफ प्रूफ डाल दिया जाए, ताकि जो है वो एक तरह से मेंटल हेल्थ को ब्लेम किया जाए, औरतों को ब्लेम ना आए, महिलाओं को ब्लेम ना आए। ये कौन सा लॉजिक हुआ भाई? भाई इनिशिएट कई साइकोलॉजिस्ट्स ने हाउ टू डिस्ट्रॉय अ मैन नाउ, ये एक कनाडा की एक क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट है, उसने एक बुक निकाली है। इट इज अवेलेबल ऑन ब्लडी अमेजॉन, इवन इन इंडिया। तो ये क्या?
See, the whole thing is this particular discussion these two people are having with the context of Atul Supas in the background. And they have made it completely men versus women or women versus families. They have made it completely adversarial. Okay? They are not even ready to acknowledge when a false case is filed. A old woman or his married or single sister has to run around the court also. They are not ready to accept that. Now these people are so toxic. Now Dhruv Rathi says patriarchy is doing this. Patriarchy tells you not to cook food, and you know that was Kamala Vasin. See, we all lived in foreign countries for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and all. Who was cooking food? Some German or some Russian woman used to come and cook food for us, or we used to go and eat food in some German or some French restaurant. We used to cook food, right? And I'm talking about 25 years back. Is there any rocket science in cooking food? Is there any rocket science in cooking any food for that matter? Or is there any rocket science in doing dishes? Huh?
Men
We guys
invented
repair
dishes just to
vehicles. We
facilitate
guys
women.
repair vehicle. We guys change the tire. We guys, in the middle of the road, we just don't wait. We just open the toolkit and we change the tire on the middle of the road. Is cooking food is more difficult than changing a tire or getting the grease and all in the hands? I mean, What are you talking about? Is doing dishes more difficult or cleaning the toilet? What is so difficult about anything about the family things? Maybe men in 1960 or 70s, they were different. Like they are all boomer men. You are not going to talk about boomer men today. Okay, like men who are above 65 and all. Good. I think we'll close now. How many minutes are done for this?
I think we have covered 1339 quite extensively, actually. And
Half of it? Half of it?
uh, a certain amount of it, like one third or something.
20 minutes or 25 minutes?
Yes.
Good. Anyway, let's have a mild debrief for 2 minutes live. So looks like this will be a good hit. I mean, we having these podcasts with this format with a small reaction thing coming up in the below, and we need more people. So
Uh,
we would
uh,
request people to
the-
volunteer.
yes.
We need more volunteers to help us with editing and video and all. And by the way, we forgot. We need to tell the men that they must think of donating to SIFF mainly to help us these podcasts more frequently to do these podcasts. And at least we may be able to hire some, video editors. So going forward, we will have less technical glitches or better quality videos we will be able to produce if we are able to have some funds, especially for this podcast initiative. Yeah, because our graphics and our marketing and our video editing, quite some amount of effort is needed. By the way, do we have? Did I send you that particular video? Maybe next time I'll send you that ICMI, that video. Maybe can you play something from Twitter, by the way, if I upload?
Let me see.
Yeah, I will just try to upload. Give me a second. Yeah, I am uploading a video. You have to play it. Okay. Mm. Okay. Yeah, I'm just tweeting it so that it will be tweeted. So you can take that tweet and play that video. It will be nice.
Yes.
Guys, so we are actually spending more than ₹1 lakh on editing right now on some of the very good content. So that's why it's important that you guys should consider donating. Whatever amount is okay. It doesn't matter. Money is not important. What is important is the attitude. That's what we always say, that money is not critical here. Attitude. You can donate ₹200, it's fine, or 500, it's fine. Anything that you donate, it is your spirit and attitude. That's what we think will make a difference, rather than the amount. Somebody may donate 10,000, somebody may donate ₹300. Doesn't matter. What matters is you donated. Yeah. Yeah, just it is getting uploaded, so give me a second. Why is it taking time?
Technical glitches, perhaps.
Yeah, no, it's in Twitter, but I don't know. I mean, this is only 4 minutes video. It should not take so much time. Or the other option is to play from YouTube. So should I try there also?
Yes.
Let's try there also. Okay, give me a second, and we need to play this because this is like a trailer. So let's show some trailer to it's about trailer from ICMI, by the
Yes.
way. Okay, so video. Yeah. Are you able to see any? Mhm. I am posting as ICMI trailer. Okay.
On Twitter.
It is made for kids, right? Or not made for kids? No, I am also uploading in YouTube.
Okay.
So guys, just hang on. We want to show you a trailer of ICMI, the conference. And yeah, it is uploading. So it says see your video. So 0% uploaded.
By the way, I have to remind our dear audience that look, we are not getting any funds from the government. We are not getting a national men's commission or a men's ministry, even though Russia has a father's commission, by the way. And I was perusing through this RT Russia Today documentary where they enunciated that we have a father's commission which ameliorates and mediates for child visitation or whatnot between a father and his children. So that is something that is quite fascinating. That Russia, a country which has been fogged and seen in a different perspective regarding the current ongoing crises of Russia, Ukraine, or something. But that country wants to preserve its demography, wants to preserve its families. And on one hand, China also has stopped the overseas adoption system. So the Chinese born children earlier were being adopted by Westerners, and they were being propped up as vectors or key communicators to speak against China in some regard after being subverted by the West. Why our country, our conscious stricken civil society can't do all these things which would help to ameliorate the situation? And after all, if we as a society are not going to step up to the plate, who would? And this is a very welcome step and welcome cause for the people. I mean, everybody has, even women, if they are watching this, you also have sons, you also have brothers, you have fathers, you have your lovable husbands, I presume. If they are at the peril of a law which presumes every man as guilty unless proven otherwise, then he wouldn't be able to perform better as a workhorse, or even as an ATM provider, or as a sperm donor, or even as a cannon fodder in any sort of life threatening crises, be it man made or otherwise, in some sort of natural disaster like a hurricane or an earthquake or something, or tornadoes, whatever the case might be. So, why don't we start appreciating families? And when I mean families, it doesn't mean only and only a husband, a wife, and their children. That is the nuclear family westernized lingo that we keep plagiarizing and subscribing to. I'm talking about only and only families which entail and include each and every one regarding individuals as well. So kindly donate for the cause, and this is a very welcome step which the organization has taken in that regard. But I would say we are lagging behind because we are not coming forward and speaking vociferously and vehemently regarding the injustice which is being done and bestowed on us. So, dear men, start loving yourselves, start trudging on this path of self actualization, and the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, that is the Article 21, and that too with dignity, applies to all human beings, that includes men as well. I hope the video has been actually uploaded yet. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
so
is.
I sent you in WhatsApp. Please check. It may be from another number. So it will just reach you in just 10 seconds.
Okay.
Just 10 seconds. You will be able to download it. It's around Maybe you will be able to download it in a minute or so. So this is the trailer of ICMI. So one of the
Yes.
talks, so which is edited, so the conference. So we will have like 3 days of content available of the conference, and so people who have not attended it last year, they will be able to see, and also the foreign audience will be able to see. Yeah, you can download right now. Right.
Yeah.
Can it be played?
Yes. I'm actually downloading the video.
We have
So
got almost, let us see. So there are 77 likes. I think we have to make it more,
I think the men of this country need to be shaken up from their deep slumber regarding that, and I
yeah.
welcome all the audience that has come across this channel. Guys, please like, share, and subscribe because
Let's play the trailer, because the
yeah.
guys may leave thinking that we are going to close, but we'll play this 4-minute trailer very soon,
Oh,
and
surely.
just in a few seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting, and
Yes.
because this particular thing has a lot of production value about that conference, and
Yes.
so that the next conference will be in 2026, by the way, ICMI in India. So the next
Yes.
ICMI is coming up in 2026, so which is like only 1 year kind of left. So we have to begin right now. Actually,
Yes.
ICMI, the efforts begin 1 year in advance. Okay. So if we are
Yes.
doing it in February or March of 2020, then we have to start right now. And if we are organizing it in Bangalore, let us say in the month of August, then we have couple of months to start, because the way the schedules are, the people in
Yes.
foreign countries, especially Europe and USA and all, they plan all the schedules 1 year in advance. So if you are telling them in the last minute, like 3-4 months in advance, that we have a ICMI, their plans are full, their schedules are full,
Yes.
holidays and everything are full, right? So did you get that video?
Yes. I'm actually just a second.
Mhm.
Just a second. Mm,
So it is right that if
Yeah, you have to take that thing.
yeah. Just a second. I'm sharing my screen. So that is why. All right. Let's go.
so it is right that if a particular seat is reserved for women, man cannot contest. It's actually being your fundamental right to contest being taken away. But trust me, 33% will not be the last thing. Next call will come for 50% reservations. I will promise you, you will hear this within 1 or 2 years. Okay, so this will continue. Let's play this.
There's a lot of echo. Can you? Yeah.
Okay.
Can yeah.
Let's take that.
Is there any way I can play from here?
I don't know, sir. I think one could share the
No.
screen,
Okay.
and that's
Yeah,
so.
because let me see, because this has an echo, because it is coming from your, I mean, from the from the speaker. You have to basically close your speaker. You have to cover your speaker, or you have to use a earphone.
Okay.
Yeah, then it will go. Yeah.
Yes. Just a second. Just a second. Technical glitches, people.
Mhm.
I didn't think that this would happen. I'm ashamed of it. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Can
Am
you
I
play?
audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are audible. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Just a second.
Yeah. Is it okay? Working?
Yes, sir. I mean,
Mhm.
am I audible? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we are able to now deal with all the mm, we are able to now next time deal with all these technical glitches.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to again set up the screen or what? That picture in picture.
Oh, yes.
But we are able to technically solve that particular problem of having a small reaction video. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have uploaded it all. Okay, okay. Let's play now. Yeah. That is men's activist Jeet speaking. Not audible. Not audible.
Okay. Not audible.
Yeah.
It's 125% here. Let me push it up to 100%. Now is it audible, sir?
Let's try. No. Yeah, it's not audible. You allow it
Okay.
with the echo. Maybe you have to hide the phone. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So just a second. I'm ashamed of it.
No, but don't get into that there. But you know the audio is enabled, right? Audio is enabled, right?
Yes. Yes. In noise cancellation as well. So now I'm switching to speaker system,
Yeah.
and here we go.
So it is right that if a particular seat is reserved for women,
Cover
man
the
cannot
speaker with a
contest.
cloth. Yeah.
It's actually being your fundamental right to contest being taken away. But trust me, 33% will not be the last thing. Next call will come for 50% reservations. I will promise you, you will hear this within 1 or 2 years. Okay, so this will continue. Let's clear this, please. Okay, let's try that. So this basically says that 1/3 of the current parliament seats are being reserved for women. Okay, so this is a reservation given in that, even in that, there are some subcategories. Okay, based on class, they also have been given certain reservations. There are other political parties they are looking for further reservations inside that, more intersectionality. Okay, so these things keeps going, and as I say, 33% is not the last thing you heard about. In 1 or 2 years, there will be people who will say we want 50%, because they will say women are 50%, almost 50% of the population. Why just 33? That's the operation. So I believe personally that at all highest level, higher education or parliament is the highest body in a country, there should not be any reservation. But it continues. We have other kinds of reservations. It has started probably in the 90s, and now it is almost like 33 years. They said we will do it only for 10 years. It's been 32 years, and I don't think it's going to be any different in another next 20 years. Thank you. I must say, thank you to our Western politicians. But one good thing might happen is that with the difference in the economies which are happening in the Western world, we might see less of NGO money coming to India. Okay, and one good thing the present government did is to scuttle a lot of this unscrupulous NGO money. I must say that's one of the good things. Yeah, let's play
By the way, can you stop it? I am able to upload now.
I must say that
A much shorter video, which you will get in YouTube. So let's test this, because it will take just 90 seconds to upload. So it is getting in the YouTube now. So I got it now. What is the problem? Because the video was too big in terms of its recording. So it got reduced when I sent it by WhatsApp. So I uploaded. So if you had uploaded it into YouTube, right, it would have worked, because we would have played like a YouTube video. So you get ready to set it up. It is from our channel only. So you will be able
Yes.
to play. Yeah.
Okay.
So you set up for our channel to be included in that screen. You basically do a screen share, is it? In that area, media. Okay. See, 70% done. 20 seconds remaining.
Yes.
Donald Trump's inauguration will happen when? Tomorrow? 20th, tomorrow night, right? Our
Yes.
time. Looks like it will happen indoors, right? The weather is bad.
Yes. Yes.
99% upload done, processing started. So it is just a few seconds. 100% processed. Yeah. Play it. Ready to watch.
Videos. Uh,
Mhm.
is the video uploaded on SIFF media?
Yeah. Your videos. You go here, not live, but you will be able to find out in the video section. Now let me see.
Yes. Latest is, I think it is still being processed.
No, hang on. It should not be a private video, by the way. Let me see. Should I send you the link or something?
Yeah, that would be beneficial.
Give me a second. I'm sending you the link.
Yeah. By the way, I haven't finished about the Russian system. So in
Yeah.
Russia, yeah, in Chechnya and Dagestan, when the entire insurgency was taking
By the way,
over.
it is there in Twitter also. This
Oh
video is
yes.
now uploaded to Twitter also.
Okay. So let's try from Twitter.
I'm not sure if it is processed though. I think so. Give me a second. Yeah, try from Twitter. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yes, on Twitter it is there.
Mhm.
Yes, just a second. In the advent of the noise cancellation system, I'm now 3 layout. Here we go.
Right, that if a particular seat is reserved for women, man cannot contest. It's actually
No, hang on. You did not play from Twitter.
trust
I
me.
don't think you played from Twitter.
This is from Twitter.
Now the echo, how is it happening? Because when you were showing Dhruv Rathi's video, there was no echo. Right?
Uh, I don't know why it is happening, but let me try. Let me try once again.
Yeah.
I have to
See, you must
stop
have
this.
a enable sound or something, video with enable sound or something. Yeah.
No, regarding the entire screen, sharing audio, and now I'm sharing it.
Yeah. If you share with the audio, it may work.
Yeah, I shared the video.
33% will not be the last thing. Next call will come for 50% reservations. I will promise you, you will hear this within 1 or 2 years. Okay. So this will continue. Let's play this.
जो चल रहा है वो video.
Okay, let's take that.
You can mute your mic. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you mute your
Yeah.
mic, that would be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
it will work. Yeah. Play it.
Yeah.
Mute your mic and play the video. Yeah.
So this basically says that, one third of the current parliament seats are being reserved for women. Okay, so this is a reservation given in that, even in that, there are some subcategories. Okay, based on class, they also have been given certain reservations. There are other political parties, they are looking for further reservations inside that, more intersectionality. Okay, so these things, keeps going. And as I say, 33% is not the last thing you heard about. In 1 or 2 years, there will be people who will say, we want 50%. Because they will say women are 50%, almost 50% of the population. Why just 33? That's the operation. Yeah, yeah. So I believe personally that at all highest level, higher education or parliament is the highest, body in a country, there should not be any reservation, but it continues. We have other kinds of reservations. It has started probably in the 90s, and now it is almost like, 33 years. They said we will do it only for 10 years. It's been 32 years, and I don't think it is going to, be any different in another next 20 years. Thank you. I must say, thank you to our Western politicians. But one good thing might happen is that, with the, difference in the economies which are happening in the Western world, we might see less of NGO money coming to India. Okay, and one good thing, the present government did is to scuttle a lot of, this unscrupulous NGO money. I must say that's one of the good things. Yeah, let's play that. Yeah, please. We have time. We have time. Yeah, 32% is implemented in Tamil Nadu law. Okay. And the last few years, the current women employed in the state government is more than 50%. Because it's about 30% is reserved for men, for women. The remaining 67% they are open to everyone. Open to everyone. So now they're going beyond 50. Great. So now it will be second world. So yeah. So that's the point.
Yeah. So ultimately they intend to give more than 50% seats to women, because 33% they will get it, and remaining 67% women can also contest.
I talked to actually a female, State Bank of India branch manager, and she said that women are getting the promotions within the State Bank organization, but they are not being transferred to a remote area. They want the city lifestyle. They don't want to go into the remote areas. So what they do is they become a branch manager or a cluster head or something, RM, regional manager, but they still want to persist and preserve with their families because they have feeding children, breastfed babies or something, this, that, and the other. So there was quite a ruckus within the banking organization personnel associations and unions, where they tried to say that, these women are getting all the promotions, these women are getting all these city transfers, and we are the ones going into the remote areas bereft of our families. So, why our plight is not being understood. Then the State Bank and the other banks as well, nationalized government of India undertaking banks, they took cognizance of the situation. And that branch manager
Interesting.
was also in agreement that women abuse the privileges given to them regarding the
Right.
transparent
Mhm.
postings within a much recognized private sector undertaking organization like State Bank of India. So
Right.
the lesser said
No,
about
men have to, men have to really wake up. Men have to wake up at every walk of life. It's not just about Atul Subhash. It is a warning to all men wherever you are, including male children. You don't know what male children are going through in the homes, or see, homes have become very oppressive for children. By the way, children, the homes are not oppressive for women. They have become oppressive for children, really oppressive for children, because they are in single parent households, and then the woman and her mother, they are abusing. There are many instances of this happening, and then the woman may have a paramour or a boyfriend or somebody. So children are the ones who don't have a voice, and they are in deep problem right now. Okay, and then these ladies like Vrinda Grover, these lawyer feminists, they will never talk about that. Good. Anyway, so let's keep on fixing these things, and let's make this particular, and let's have a Chinese name. I would also like to have a middle Chinese middle name. I used to have a Chinese name, by the way. I used to have a Chinese name around 30 years back. Really, I'm telling you. And I'll tell you sometime what it actually meant or what it means. But I had a Chinese name, like a kind of a nickname. You know, so it's good to have. The China is certainly a better country. Seems like in all these matters. They have banned all the foreign media. They don't allow tech giants to get inside. Of course, their men are not doing great, but I think at least it's not as bad as in India. Yeah.
every man committing suicide, every 4 minutes, a man committing suicide is quite not an accomplishment. It is a badge of
Yeah. Yeah.
shame that needs to be given to this
True. True.
country
True.
and its
True.
countrymen. And if we believe in that, I used to love Republic Day parades where at least men would find their solace and at least cherish
Right.
and revel their achievements for gallantry awards and for their acts of valor and bravery. uh,
Right.
but eventually that has been taken away from them with the preceding last year's Republic Day celebrations. So what sort of a conundrum that we as men are living in today? I mean,
Right.
is it really a democracy? Is it really a Republic Day? Is it a day for us to actually celebrate when fellow countrymen are actually dying, be it that journalist or be it
No, we have to ask the fundamental question: Is the government and the judiciary following the Constitution of India the way it is? Even if it may be flawed, are you even following it? In spite of that 15.3, 15.4, Article 15.3, 15.4, in spite of that, are you even following with the spirit of Constitution or anything? You are not following it, so that doesn't make us a democracy, because you are not following. The judiciary is not following Article 14, Article 21. So no, they will follow Article 14 selectively only for women, right? Good. I mean, right to privacy doesn't matter. Some court forced a man to donate sperm to his wife. Okay,
yes,
right?
it was
Yeah,
Maharashtra.
but that doesn't mean right to privacy. But if you recorded your wife's conversations on phone without informing her, then that is an invasion of privacy. So this is the level of nonsense that is going on, and we need to bring in like stand-up comedy into this. By the way,
Oh
next
yes.
time we need a stand. We need a stand to stand up and then talk all this bullshit that is going on in this country. Honestly speaking, yeah, we need to have a lot of fun with these these crazy lawyer feminists, basically. Yeah.
So
Good.
thank you for the people who have attended the session, and now we are approaching the conclusive part of the end of the discussion. And Mr. Anil
We'll
Murthy,
continue. We'll
yeah,
continue this maybe in 2 days' time. Yeah.
yes. Meanwhile, would you impart wisdom for the younglings as to how to, for men and boys specifically, how to trudge on the path of sexual self actualization, or how to save themselves
Right.
despite all these adversities in their path?
I think we have to conduct a basic level training for the young men. Okay, because one of the ways to safeguard yourself is that everything you basically practice delayed gratification. So whatever you feel like you don't do, you delay. Okay, then that itself will cushion you. Like many men get married in haste, or they get fall in love in haste. They get into a one night stand or whatever in haste. So you know what they say, right? If you are in a hurry, then you are in trouble. Okay, so that is the warning. Don't be in a hurry, and you do everything very slow, and you will be able to maybe protect yourself in 80% cases. And you should be also be able to hear to your own intuition. Like if you feel that there is something wrong going on, then it is something wrong going on, right? Often people ignore the red flags and they become too optimistic. Yeah. So good. Let's close this, and yeah. Thanks.
Thank you,
Your
sir,
mic
for
is mute. Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Yeah. We should
thank
have
you,
a
sir.
tech channel also separately. The tech channel should simplify the tech, because people need to learn some things in tech also to fight these battle at societal level. Yeah. Okay, guys. Good night, and have a nice weekend, and have a nice Sunday tomorrow. Yeah. Take care.